Welcome to XBI Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to Xbox International. I am your host, the crazy one, and guys, today we're going to have some fun. Y'all better be ready because today I got some things under my sleeve. So yeah. But first things first, introducing from Planet Vegeta, the man who is a big fan of Nebraska football. Also, the man who enjoys arguing and would even mud wrestle you about games. He is also known for his awesome YouTube show, Behind Them Sticks, Mr. Hamsolo. How are you doing today, sir? And tell us what you have been playing lately, my brother.
First of all, thanks you guys for having me on the show. Really appreciate it. Really excited to be here. It's going to be interesting for sure. Got a lot of really cool stuff to talk about. But yeah, catch me on TSWS Gaming. That is my YouTube channel where I have Behind Them Sticks, and I have other shows like on Friday. We have Bull Sitting with Loke and Cozy Beluga, and she's always eating the most random stuff on our show. Last week, like the week before, was pig's feet, and she didn't know the date, whether it was good or not. And then the week after that, she didn't even know what she was eating, but we just assumed it was cat food. We just assumed it was like it was so old the label done fell off of it. Oh my god! But that show gets wild on Fridays, so you can check us out there. But as for what I've been playing lately, as we were talking about in the green room, I've been running through the DMCs. I beat 1, beat 2. I'm working on 3 right now, and then it'll be 4 DMC from Ninja Theory, and then running into 5. Also been playing some NBA 2K22 since it dropped in Game Pass, because I don't feel the need to really buy sports games anymore because they're almost the same every year. So when it comes to Game Pass or EA Play or something like that, I'll just play it there because, I mean, all in all, I mean, when's the last time you heard, oh, Madden's a dope? Like, I can't wait to play that game. Like, I don't remember anybody saying that in like the last, maybe 15 years or something like that. But been playing that. Mass Effect, I beat Mass Effect 1 just 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago. And I'm on Mass Effect 2. I've been streaming that on my TSWS channel as well. So if you want to watch me play that, make fun of me for not knowing what I'm doing because I've never beat any of those games. So this is my brand new first time playing through them. And I can tell you that 2 feels a lot better than 1, but 1 story was really freaking good. And I'm enjoying 2 stories so far. But I tell you, man, I feel like your choices are much more volatile in 2.
I bought the trilogy. I still haven't jumped into it. In my back catalog.
I need to get that trilogy too, because really thinking about it, I need to get that game. I need to try it out seriously.
It's great.
And man, thank you. Really, thank you, Mr. Hamsolo, for taking your time and joining us here on XBI today. And man, again, let's have some fun. But before we continue, I have an important announcement to make today. Team XBI is giving out not 1, but 2 Evil Dead games. How do you enter that awesome giveaway? Easy. Type in the chat, #ED which is hashtag Ed, pretty much. Like what's that horse? Was there a horse named Ed back in the day? There was a horse
Mr. Ed.
named Ed. Yeah, Mr.
Also
Mr. Ed.
Ed.
Yes. What? What happened?
Oh, nothing. Go
There
ahead.
was So yeah, type in hashtag ED in order to enter the giveaway. Which we will spin that wheel to announce the winner, which we will give it to them on its release date on Friday. So remember, type in hashtag ED in order to enter the giveaway.
Hashtag erectile dysfunction. Got it.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
Let's go.
So Ham, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? We were talking about this earlier today,
Yeah.
and it was really hard for me not to tell them what that also stood for. I was waiting for him to read it out loud because I just couldn't wait for it.
Oh no.
It was worth it.
Well, I'm happy to chime in and just blow up the spot.
Yeah,
so-
I'm happy that you're on the same wavelength as me on that one.
So wait, so if I type in Ed on Google, will I get?
I wouldn't do it if I were you.
Okay. No. Oh crap! Oh, I did not know it would sound like that. Oh, my bad, guys. I
Now
should
they
have
got
said.
you for your cookies.
Yep, I should have said EDG, but all right. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Type in erectile dysfunction then. Let's go. So now it's time to introduce our panel, and let me start with this man. Introducing the man who is the worst driver in the world, the man who thinks the Celtics will win. That's the funniest part of everything. Also, the man.
Funny, what are you?
What
Keep going. Just keep going. Go ahead. Finish up.
Also, the man who shoots a lot worse than the stormtroopers from Star Wars, Mr. Sour Blow. How are you doing, brother? What have you been playing?
Hello, how's it going, guys? Thank you, Hamsolo, for hanging out with us. Looking forward to jumping in your show. Look to have a look at it. To be honest, I haven't had the chance, but your show has been recommended, so definitely I was gonna look through it this week, but to be honest, I haven't had the chance. But want to get to know you. Happy to have you here and get to know you. I see you're an anime fan. I love anime, so hopefully we can have a chat about that. And I've been playing some Tunic. We played Halo last Friday. We had a blast with the community. And this Friday, so we plan to play. What is it? I always get it confused. It's not Dying Light. It's
You're still
Dead by Daylight. Day by Daylight. So
Okay. Good.
community, download Dead by Daylight. Since it's Friday the 13th, we're gonna jump into that game, and we can play with we can take turns and play some horror game.
Y'all better be ready because I have Pinhead and I love Pinhead in that game. It's so awesome. So yes, join us for community Friday night. We're gonna have some fun. What time does it start, Mr. Salablo? Should we start at 8 or 9 p.m.? What time do you want to start?
We usually start around 8, but
8?
sometimes I try to start before.
All right. That's
But
cool,
usually
that's cool.
8 is the time that we go live.
Yeah. So now, let's start introducing the man with the million masks, which are behind on the wall. If you guys see it, he's got like a million masks behind the wall. Also, the man with the awesome Halo, Duke Nukem voice, and what is it? Snake Plissken? No, it's not Snake Plissken. Snake from Metal Gear voice. Also, the beautiful bald man, Mr. Silent Cypher. How are you, brother? What have you been playing?
Hey, good evening, everyone. It's good to be with you. It's been too long. I wasn't with you guys last week. Unfortunately, I got sick, so I had to sit it out.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy that we get to hang out today and hang out with Hamsolo, learn some about him, and see about some of his gaming past and such.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on to the show. Really, it's awesome to have you. It's been fun watching your show in the past, and I'm excited that we get to flip it, and this time we get to be asking you questions instead of me sending stuff to you in chat. So
Bro,
this
I
will
tell you
be
what,
fun.
man, I'm happy to not be hosting something. I tell you that. I mean, like, because I host 3 shows a week, and it's like, can I let loose? I'm so used to just driving the show,
Oh, for sure.
but now I can just like, just kick it with my feet up in the back.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can't imagine how much bullying I get from these guys from hosting the show. I get it all the time. It's right behind the scenes. They bully me a lot.
No, you
Constructive
earned that.
criticism. Constructive
Yeah,
criticism is what we call it.
the other day they said I was ugly and that I can't read. That's what they said to me the other day.
We did not say
No,
that.
no.
No,
Yeah,
no, that's not the type of bullying.
So, anyways, bringing it back a little bit. So I haven't been playing much, unfortunately, for the last week or so. I just couldn't really play a lot of games. Instead, I binged a whole bunch of 80s movies. I ended up watching a whole bunch of Jean-Claude Van Damme 80s and 90s action movies. That was kind of how my fever-induced week ended up being. But I did end up playing. I played a little bit of Rogue Legacy 2, which is a lot of fun. Besides that, though, I did kind of a deep dive, and I went back to Slay the Spire because it was one that was easy for me to kind of play as I was feeling like garbage. Great, easy game to play. Like it's in Game Pass, and it does have touch screen enabled, so you don't have to have a controller with it. You can pull your phone out, play a few matches of it, where you can play on the console or whatever. But that one's a really good one because it's a nice turn-based card-based action game, and that one's a lot of fun. But yeah, that's besides playing in the mystical worlds of Influenza A. That was about all I played this week, unfortunately. Crazy, what'd you end up getting to? What were you playing?
Oh man, this week has been, for the past few weeks has been a bit busy for me. I mean, getting for example, getting all this show ready, my ideas in and all that stuff. It's been like a little bit, been a little bit complicated. And also, what we did is we played Halo together. Was it last week on Friday? We all jumped in for community gaming. Like that was the last game I played the whole weekend because remember, we are going to get into that subject later on, and we're going to talk about it because really everything was down this weekend. So I know a lot of people couldn't play, and it was a big mess. But I jumped into Fortnite, which I play. I also like raised like 5 levels. But then like on Monday, I think it was, I played a little bit of Elden Ring. But yeah, I got to sit down and catch on Elden Ring, man, and all these games. I mean, I'm becoming a bit lazy. I gotta have not lazy, just gotta find the time to play it. But Sour Blow, though, brother, you did not mention what you were playing, man. You did not say nothing. What happened there, brother? Why you were shy?
I did.
Oh,
That's why we bully you because you're the host, and you didn't even listen. I played Tunic. We played Halo Infinite.
Okay.
Memory of the Goldfish.
Oh, okay. My bad. Stuff happens here. Stuff happens. My bad. So now, guys. So now, let me grab my microphone because yes, I have to sing this. I mean, what's going on?
Before you begin, crazy, shout out the chat and let them know again how they can win. The games.
Wait, I mute this. Let me do a quick shout out to the chat. Let me do this real quick. Okay. So guys, now I got the microphone in front of me. Let's go up. Let's go to start from the beginning. Let's do a quick shout out to Mr. Tony Grasso. Hello, our brother Tony Grasso. Mr. Grasso, how are you doing today, sir? I hope you are doing fine, and thank you for coming here to our show today. Also, Fark, how are you doing, Fark? Fark. The other day they were asking which peanut was hurting, but I'm not gonna ask you though, no worries. But I hope your peanuts are doing good, Fark. Thank you for being on the show, brother. Happy to see you here. Who else is here with us? I see Mr. Jedi Knight Peter. Hello, brother. How are you doing? Thank you for joining us today. Back from the dead. Hello. Happy to see you here, brother. Who else is here? Let me see. Going down the list. The Dark Man is here, hanging out with us in the chat, saying that I should need a timeout. Don't do that, man. I mean, seriously, let's be happy today. I don't deserve a timeout. I'm actually happy guy today. Also, Bradward Fight, how are you, brother? Happy to see you here. Mi hermano de Puerto Rico, Eternal Shaddai. ¿Cómo tú estás, hermano? Qué bueno verte aquí. Qué bueno you caught us on time, brother. And now, let's keep on going. Let's get the show rolling. So, yeah, it's time for us to know our beautiful, awesome guest. All right.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful. Was it beautiful, really? And so, how you rate my singing, man? How you rate it? How you rate it? You gotta rate it. 1 to 10.
You're going to Hollywood. You're going to Hollywood.
I'm going to Hollywood.
Yeah, if I was an American Idol judge, I'd say you're going to Hollywood.
Really? You think I can make it to what's it called? Do you think I could win a Grammy? And get slapped by Will? Oh no, don't say that. Don't say that, Louis. Do not say that. But yeah, do you think I could win a Grammy with it?
Don't make him lie to you.
No. I think you need to be a little bit more established before you get
Okay.
Grammy status now.
Yeah.
Remember, you're coming from the hood to going to Hollywood, right?
Yeah, that's right.
so let's not talk about Grammys yet. Let's get a couple years under your belt.
Let's do this. That. Well, since I am the crazy handsome host, let's introduce this new segment, the crazy questions. Yeah, let's have some fun. I got some crazy questions for you, Mr. Hamsolo. First things first. Why? You remember? But before I ask you the question, you remember I had a question for you. So right now, I'm gonna ask it. Right. First things first. Why the name of Hamsolo? Are you a big fan of the ham?
Am I a big fan of the ham?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I love ham.
You
Ham's
love
awesome.
ham?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanksgiving Day, I'm like, no, I don't want the turkey. Give me the ham.
Give me the
Every
ham.
time.
Oh man, ham is
Every
the best
single
thing.
time.
I mean, ham tastes so good. I mean, seriously, ham is the best. Wait, where did Sour Blue go? Sour disappeared. Oh, he just disappeared. But
Blew
seriously,
away.
he blew away. But ham, man, ham is the best thing in the world. I mean, I like what is it called? Bologna, turkey ham, all that stuff. How about you, Mr. Silent Seven? What is your favorite ham?
Bacon's the closest that I get to some ham. Yeah.
Really? That's your favorite ham? Bacon?
Yeah.
You like?
You know what? Give me some. Give me some prosciutto, or give me some guanciale. Guanciale is always good. But I'm not a big ham fan unless
you're not
fancy.
The disrespect.
What?
I'm a big Hamsolo fan, but I'm not a big ham.
All right. I'll get past for that one.
We'll correct that.
transition.
We'll adjust it a little bit.
But here's the thing, though. How about you, Sour Blow? What is your favorite ham? And also, chat. What is your favorite ham? I want to know everybody's favorite ham. I mean, for me, like I said, it's a bologna. I don't know. It's bologna.
Yeah.
I love bacon. I
Call it
love bologna. Bologna, yeah. Call it bologna.
Back when
All
I
right.
was hella broke, I used to fry some bologna and cut the edges of it so it wouldn't do that big old bubble that it does right in the center. So you'd cut it and edges. It almost looked like a fireman seal.
Ham expert.
Yeah, bro.
We gotta sit down. We gotta start that. We gotta.
I feel embarrassed right now because honestly, you're gonna kill me for this, but I don't even know what ham is what. I just eat ham and I can't tell what ham is what.
What, man? You see, now that's shameful, man. You gotta learn your hands, man. Like for example, BLTs. You gotta know how to do your BLTs and stuff like that, and a bologna sandwich, all that stuff. Oh, man,
The most I've done when looking for ham is like if I'm in a diet, I look for the one that has, I look at the characteristics, the one that has the less like calories and stuff like that.
Oh, the lean ham?
That's
You're going for the lean ham?
What do you look for?
Like if I'm in a diet, that's the most I've done. But other than that, I just try different hams and I don't even know their names.
It's starting to feel like Forrest Gump. I got 100 baked ham.
100 baked ham.
I got I got smoked ham,
smoked ham,
prosciutto,
prosciutto.
bologna.
Oh,
Like,
I love ham. Ham is the best food in the world. And also, I understand you're a big Star Wars fan because, yeah, from the Solo, you're a big fan of Han Solo, I can imagine, right?
nope,
No, you're not.
Nope.
nope,
What?
nope.
What?
Gotcha.
Nope.
Oh, what?
I am not a huge Star Wars fan at all.
Yeah, but
I'm
you know
more of
what?
a Star Trek fan than I am a
Oh,
Star Wars
wow.
fan,
Oh,
to be
wow.
honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
for shame.
Oh,
But
no.
but
That's not. Then let's not get into that because if we start a Star Wars versus what's it called, Star Trek thing here, we're gonna get
Oh,
it.
he's like, what's it called? Like the
Oh,
disrespect, man.
no, we're gonna have a huge fight on that chat. I mean, what was it from that movie? What's that movie called? There was like the Trekkies and oh man, that movie is funny. I forgot the name of it, but yeah, but that's a funny movie. But let's not go over there. So yeah, Han Solo. I remember you told me you worked as a flight instructor, right?
yeah, I used to be an
No,
indoor
no,
skydiving.
an indoor skydiving instructor. Yeah, sorry, my bad,
Yeah.
my bad. Indoor skydiving instructor, right?
Yep.
I have a very interesting question for you on that.
What's up?
Okay, I have
That's
a
what that helmet right there is for. Right behind me.
yeah. I have a question for you because really I have a bucket list of things I want to do in my life. And the thing I want to do is go skydiving without any clothes on. I want to jump out of the plane butt naked and see how it feels. Do you recommend that?
No,
Why?
I don't. Because can you imagine what your balls are doing while you're in the air going that fast? You know you're going over 100 miles an hour, right? and God bless you if you bring a camera. God bless you.
We'll get a camera.
But like people will
we'll get
see
a camera.
parts of your body moving in ways that it should not. And like, have you ever held like compressed air to your skin and watch it flutter? Now imagine that's happening everywhere.
You know, Han Solo, you're giving me, you're giving me ideas. I'm about to go buy that can where you clean PCs and that's compressed air. And I'm gonna get,
Don't give him ideas.
Y'all get me idea. That's not a good thing. That's not a good
It's
thing.
not good.
That's not a good thing though. But yeah, it's a good thing now. I know not to then go skydiving like that. But damn man, that was a go ahead in my life. Seriously, I always told myself, Louis, you gotta do that. You gotta skydive like that one day and bring out a camera. You'll be famous. But since you're saying that, man, I should do it.
It's been done too. It's been done several times. Oh yeah.
What?
Oh yeah, I have friends that have done it. Yeah.
Man, now you just ruined my dream. I thought I was gonna be the first man to jump out of the
No
plane.
way, bro. No way.
Oh,
Like,
man.
there's been some crazy stuff to happen before and under canopy that I know about that I'm not going to talk about.
All right. Now.
Okay,
now Crazy Lou is on timeout. Real quick.
Yes.
Enough of
the.
I think that's a solid decision.
Enough of the shenanigans. First of all, he earned it because all the, everything he has been talking about lately.
Yep.
Second of all, he forgot what games I was playing. He said the Celtics are not going to win. So that's an immediate timeout for that. And also,
that's bias.
No, that's fair. And also, last but not least, I told him he needs to remind the chat how they can win Evil Dead. In order to win Evil Dead, you just have to put the hashtag. For some reason, he chose this hashtag ED. So put in hashtag ED. I'll put it in the chat, and you will be participating in 2 codes for the game Evil Dead, which will be given out this Friday when it releases. So anyway, let's start with some real questions, not crazy questions, and let's begin real quick with For those of you that, like me, for example, I still, unfortunately haven't jumped into watching your show. What can you tell us? Like, how did you get into gaming? Can you give us a brief explanation of, who you are and, you know, what got you into gaming and what got you into doing podcasts?
Oh, well, what got me into gaming? Whew. That was a while ago. So back when I was like, I gotta be like 4 or 5 years old. I was actually like 5 years old. My stepdad at the time passed down the original Sega Genesis, right? The one with the volume knob on it and everything. I actually have one back there. He passed that down to me because he was in the running to try to get himself the first PlayStation. Okay. So when I got that, I got a slew of games that came with it. So I ended up getting like Madden, like 94 or something like that. The one where he's on the cover doing that, like one of those. And then I also had Road Rash, which was pretty dope. NBA Live. And keep in mind, my family was very athletic. So like my brother played football and actually one of the big reasons I stayed into gaming was because he played for Notre Dame. He played for the University of Notre Dame football as a cornerback there, and he was in one of the early iterations of Game Breaker, which was an early PlayStation game, NCAA football game before they had NCAA football. It was Game Breaker.
Right.
I believe that was made by like I know it was published by SIE, but I'm pretty sure it was made by 989 Sports.
989 Studios, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, he was in that game, but they couldn't put names or likenesses on anybody. It was just their number and in the correct position. So I just, I would go into the game and always be him playing the game. And I just thought that was really cool as I was growing up because I was 5 years old. He was 18 in college. He's 13 years older than me. So I played like that for a little while. I ended up getting into Game Day and various other games that came out. But the first game that kind of wowed me for the original PlayStation was a launch game that my stepdad purchased called Ridge Racer. And I sucked at that game. I was awful. I was awful at that game. But keep in mind, I'm like 6-7 years old or whatever. So I'm not going to be good unless I practice a lot, which I did not get a lot of practice time with it because that was the grown folks console. I had my gaming console in the other room, the Sega Genesis, which I absolutely adored. I used to write down the passwords for Road Rash 2 so I could get back into the game because that game didn't have a battery to keep your save or anything like that on. So I was a Sega kid and a Sony kid for a while, and then I got then a little bit down the road I got into I got my own PlayStation, but then I got the I got the GameCube first. After the original PlayStation, I jumped. No, wait, I take that back. It wasn't the GameCube; it was the 64. I'm thinking of something totally different. Yeah, I got the 64. I didn't have the adapter thing for the graphics thing, whatever it's called. My buddy across the street had that. So I used to have to go over there to play, like, because I purchased Perfect Dark, but I didn't know that I needed the expansion because I was hella young and I didn't think about that. So I used to go over there and plug in my game and play it because he had it on his. Which was pretty cool. But then I'd always have like game night at my crib, bring your own controller because, you're a kid. So you're not buying everybody controllers and stuff like that. Bring your own controller, have a Smash Brothers nights, Mario Party nights, just all sorts of different nights with various games. But then I ended up getting GameCube, and then a PlayStation 2 later on. And then after the PlayStation 2, which I was really a big fan of because that brought me into GTA 3 and, all that good stuff, Vice City and stuff like that. Might I add, I did play the earlier GTAs like London and GTA 2 with the bird's eye view. Crazy music in that game and the oil slicks and stuff like that you could leave out for people to wreck on. The cops were relentless in that freaking game. but once I seen GTA 3, my jaw hit the ground. My mom was one of those people that didn't really care about parental advisory and stuff like that, so she let me get the game. Hell, I mean, let's keep it real, my mom had subs in her van. Okay, like we were listening to like Tupac, Machiavelli, and all that stuff. Like she couldn't hide that kind of stuff from me because she enjoyed it so much, and so did my stepfather. So I grew up in a household where I can't say those words, but I can listen to them, and it's okay as long as I know my place. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty cool. Having subs in a van and rolling up to school in the morning was something else. And the van was I think it was an 88 Astro van. So really old and big, old, boxy.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, I digress. Going back into it, yeah, I got really big into the PlayStation 2. I even got one of the network adapters that you screw on the back of it, and that's when like DSL and everything was pretty fresh. Plugged that sucker in, and I was playing like Madden and stuff like that online. But after the PlayStation 2, or not after that, but I went to a buddy's house, right? Because this is how I got introduced to Xbox. I went to a buddy's house, and they were showing me Halo, right? And I mean, I was a kid. I was into gaming. I knew what Halo was. He wasn't blowing my socks off with that. I was like, this is a cool game. I enjoy playing it, but I don't really see the need in owning it because I only usually like to play co-op with people and stuff like that. But then he turned on this game called Conflict Desert Storm. Okay. You could control, like if you're playing 2-player, you each get to control 2 different characters, right? The game was really cool. We're running in the sand, and I'm like, yo, this game's pretty dope. This is nice. But then he is like, yo, 1 second. He hit the start button, went to the audio bar, and selected a Tupac album.
Right. Yep.
When he did that, I was like, it's time to sell that PS2. That thing is junk. like, keep in mind, I loved my PlayStation, and I was that kid that was kind of a fanboy for PlayStation at that time because, like I said, I had PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. I had the 64, but it didn't touch my PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I got that. I ended up trading in the PlayStation 2, getting that original Xbox, filling that sucker up with music like crazy. And I was playing all the same stuff those fools were playing on the PlayStation 2, except I could implement my own music. And I tell you what, waking up in the morning and having something that has all of your music on it. I mean, back in the day, and I'm not sure how people are now, but music was like you turned on the music to get ready, take a shower, do your damn thing, especially in the morning. If you if you grew up like me and only had, my mom ended up getting divorced with my stepfather. So it was only just me and her. And if you grew up like me at all, when you woke up in the morning, your mom was gone for work already. So it was just you in the house by yourself. So I let the neighbors know I woke up. You know what I'm saying? I was cranking that music up and just getting after it. And that hard drive on the Xbox, I was never able to fill it full.
The unlimited hard drive. I was just about to ask you that because it was like 80,000 blocks or something. And you never brought it lower than 80,000 blocks. Like, I feel like they almost were lying to us because I feel like with how much I put on that thing, there was no way it still had space. But it never ran out of space.
Mine, yeah. I never hit the limit for mine. So yeah, it was a very cool time. But yeah, after that Xbox, I ended up I had a GameCube and other stuff eventually. That was like around the PlayStation 2 time. I had a GameCube. I think I sold the GameCube and the PlayStation 2 to get the Xbox. But after that, I kind of took a little bit of a break from gaming until Halo 3. Got pretty big into that. Got really big into Borderlands and Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 is my favorite Borderlands of all time. Still to this day, I'm not a big fan of Tiny Tina's. You're not going to change my mind on that. Let's see. But yeah, so I ended up getting a 360. Didn't turn back to the PlayStation 2 didn't turn back to PlayStation until I got a PS5. Like Xbox had me by the neck.
Yeah.
Nice.
This generation, I'm kind of just playing whatever I can, which kind of brings me to today and why I do my podcasting and whatnot. I ended up, getting the PlayStation 5 at launch. I got the Series X at launch. And a few months later, I got a 3080 for my PC. And I was just like, dude, I have all of this fantastic stuff. And I got Twitter mainly to, like, I already had Twitter, but I didn't use it. So I got back onto it mainly to get consoles. But then, I see people talking about games and talking about things that I like, not always in a good way. And I, enter myself into the battle. I got my dukes up and I'm talking to people and whatnot. And I didn't understand how to, conversate with people on the internet. So I was just, making takes of my own that I probably wasn't proud of. Right. After talking to so many people and then watching like Dealer's Show and watching Jay Woods and Zalker and some of like Marlon and a few other guys. What's his name? Spawn Wave. And there's also that other PlayStation guy that's really nice, really cool dude. I can never remember his freaking name. But anyways, after watching all those guys and just being like, like I don't have to like really be so Xbox all the time. I can just enjoy games and let whoever wants to talk crazy and just kind of keep scrolling. I started to feel, like, man, well, if I'm going to do that, well, I feel like I should try to find some people to talk to because my wife doesn't want to hear me talk about video games all day. She'll play some video games. She's really big into Super C, Bionic Commando, Mario 64. She has like 7 more stars to get in Mario 64, and I got that game just a couple months ago. So I mean, she's a gamer as well. She on the last season of Halo, she got to like, I think she got to like 70 or 80. So I mean, she gets down when she has time, but she works really early, like starting at like 3 a.m. So she's usually pretty damn tired when she gets home, and I don't bother her to game too much, but yeah, I don't want to bother her. I have a 4-year-old daughter. She's not going to understand a damn word I'm talking about. Hey, baby, you really excited for the new Starfield? And she's like, what's that? What's a field? So, what is even a field? Yeah. So with that being said, just not really having too many people to talk to about gaming and, seeing this mass audience of people to talk to about it, I went on ahead and started to try to get into making my own channel. And the first person I ended up talking to was this dude named Loke7. He lives in Africa. All right. Like currently that's where he lives. And I just hit him up on Twitter because he said something in my comments saying like, yo, like, he said something about my gameplay, or I think I was excited for Scarlet Nexus and he agreed with it or something like that. And I just hit him up on a whim being like, yo, bro, you seem like a pretty cool person. Like you want to play some games. And he's like, yeah, sure. We hopped in, beat Hive Busters together. And I was like, yo, bro, like, where are you from? Are you near where I live? And he's like, no, I live in Africa. I was like, are you a real person? Like after that happened, I was just like a little nervous. And he's like, "What, you don't think Africans can get Xboxes?" I was like, "Yo, bro, chill." It's like, "Yo, bro, chill." But yeah, we ended up being really good friends. I asked him to do a podcast. He ended up doing a few articles for IGN Africa, which is pretty cool. And so he's kind of building his thing. He's seen me wanting to build something. We came together, and now we have TSWS Gaming. That's the end of my story. Long-winded. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So, Mr. Silent Cipher.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should grab pretty quick and ask. Wait a minute. Give me a second. All right, here we go. Whoa, this thing went down real crazy. All right. So, Mr. Silent Cipher, I think it's time for you to have you decipher some important questions for Mr. Hamsolo. So while you do that, Mr. Silent Cipher, let me go do something real quick. I want to keep on listening to the show because somebody just wrote to me. So let me just go really quick, guys, and I'll be listening. I'll come back in just a second. So yeah, man.
What kind of host is this?
I got this. I got it. You go do your thing.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll be right back, guys.
Mr. Hamsolo, I do actually have a few questions for you. I want to do the 4 C's with you. I don't know if you're familiar with this little project, this little homework assignment, but I want to know, for the first C, I want to know what your favorite cartoon was when you were growing up. Diving more into your past.
Oh, okay. I like that question. So my favorite cartoon growing up was probably Hey Arnold.
Oh,
Hey Arnold. Okay, what was your favorite character from Hey Arnold?
That's probably, I think his name was Stanky. The dude with the nose and the tall hair. Not Gerald. He not Gerald.
yeah.
But
I think I know.
I think his name was Stanky.
Talking about Stanky, the one that was like, "You're really cute."
Yeah, that dude. Yeah,
always like super nasally.
Hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Dude, when he used to clown on people, I used to just crack up. I just didn't like I don't know. I'm the person that watches shows, and I like the most random person.
Sure. I kind of have a little more of a dive on that one, just because you mentioning Hey Arnold brings back something. Every time I think of that show, I always think of this exact same episode. Do you remember Stoop Kid?
Yeah. Stoop Kid's afraid to leave his stoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I remember Stoop Kid.
I swear, it's like the only thing I ever remember about Hey Arnold is Stoop Kid episode. That is like the only one that stayed with me. That, or when Uncle is learning
Harold's ass at the end of that episode.
Or what? It was that episode when Uncle was learning the language and stuff. He's like, "I want to pet the kitty." He was learning how to read. Those were good.
To like do some test or something like that.
Okay, so now that we've gotten on to that one, so another one that I would like to know is what your favorite character was in video games. I know that's a hard one because you have a historied past, but what's your favorite character in video games?
Maya, Borderlands 2.
Okay, maybe not as hard a question as I thought. So that one stood out to you versus all the other ones, even like the Handsome Jacks and some of those characters that came in over time?
Yeah, she was fine, and she could tear your ass apart. It was perfect. That's all I asked for. And like my, I don't know, like for some reason I like girl characters in video games. I like playing as them for some reason. Like, but I usually like to name a character and like maybe sometimes even involve a movie with it. Like so, in Destiny 1 and 2. Well, obviously because the character transfers over, but I made Lilu from the Fifth Element.
Okay. Yeah.
I had her as my character for Destiny because I was like, this is the perfect scenario for this woman is Destiny. I just wish Destiny had some goof to it because the Fifth Element did. Well, I mean, I don't know if it'd work, but I'm just saying just for the sake of the character.
It's cool though. It's fun to implement, especially on stuff like that, like characters that you enjoyed from movies and other video games and stuff. Like it's fun to put those characters in, right?
Oh it's I don't know how many games I've used Chuck Norris in. Like for instance,
we need a Chuck Norris game.
For instance, Ghost Recon Wildlands. I made Chuck Norris because you could damn near make him almost identical.
100%.
Yes, and he I felt like that was the perfect game for him because he's like an army of one, right? So like Ghost Recon, Chuck Norris, it's like it's like lamb and tuna fish.
That's fair. That's fair. Lamb and tuna fish. I
don't know if anybody caught that quote. That's from Big Daddy. That's from Big Daddy.
Oh.
It's like lamb and tuna fish. Well, what do you like, spaghetti and meatball?
Oh man, I've got to watch that one. I got to watch that one with my kid. My son's getting old enough.
Tony Grasso got it. He's submitted.
Did he? Oh, he did. Yeah, he jumped. So, next question for you.
Hold on real quick. Barley Macon Rent said Handsome Jack is the best video game villain to date. And I agree. I'm sorry.
No, that's
my favorite character mixed with like literally like that villain pissed me off so much, especially in like his the boss fight where the siren was caught in the center and you had to shoot like the tops or whatnot. I don't remember what that mission's called or anything, but I'm pretty sure it's on it's on the same level of the ship that you have to fight, right? And that specific level pissed me off so much, but I loved it because he was. I mean, I'm not sure if you can curse or say anything on here, but he was a D. He was such a D, and like it made me just constantly want to keep going until I beat him. I actually played that game straight for 20 hours.
Wow,
20
hours.
It was.
That is a long time.
Yeah.
Dude, I looked at myself in the mirror after that, and I was like, I gotta go.
Looks like you'd been through something. You're like, war never changes.
Dude, it was back when the big dinner box first came out. Right? So I had so me and my buddy Jay got the big dinner box, and we're like, we're gonna go through this entire game. And we just sat down and did that. His girl was so mad at him. Oh my god, because she got off of work, went to bed, woke up, went to work, and then seen us when she got back home, still playing the game.
Not happy. Not happy at all.
Yes.
I did something similar when I was, God, I think it was about 10 or 11. I ended up getting a 5-pound bag of Mike and Ike's for my birthday, and my parents bought me a PlayStation, and I played all the way straight through Metal Gear Solid, and I ate all 5 pounds of that Mike and Ike bag.
Oh man,
and I threw up. all over the place.
It
Really?
sounds
Oh,
nasty.
But it was worth
I
it.
remember.
To be fair, I did have a couple friends eating through the bag with me because
Yeah.
5 pounds in one, like that's instant diabetes.
You said diabetes real nice. I like the
diabetes.
way you said that.
Okay, so we're gonna go on to number 3 for you here.
All
What
right.
is your favorite car?
Ooh, Dodge Viper.
All right. Yes, that's a good
yes.
car. American muscle, baby. Just
I
like
appreciate
me.
If
Yes.
you're gonna ask me specifically,
All muscle.
I'd say the GTS version.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. The what was it? Not the GT. What, there was a GTRS also, right? 2016.
And
Oh,
I don't
no.
know about any of the newer ones, man. I'm talking,
Oh,
dude.
no.
You're talking older. You're talking
yeah, I'm
like
talking
early
about the
2000s.
older hard
No.
top
You know.
GTS.
You
The
know.
ones, the ones right before like the SRT 10 and
Yes,
stuff like
yeah,
that
yeah,
came out. I like the SRT 10 motor the best, but I like
Yeah.
the way that the
body,
GTS
the-
looked. the
Yes,
most.
yeah. Basically, Twisted Metal 3 Spectre's version, the blue and white
Yeah.
stripe. Yes,
Yep.
100%. Yes, I am with you on that one.
Or the cover of Test Drive back in the day.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah. No, 100%. So then, okay, so I've got one last question for you real quick before I kick it back to crazy. So I know you touched on it earlier, but favorite console
Of all time or like of current?
of all time?
The original Xbox. Easy. That's cakewalk. Original Xbox.
Okay.
It got me
That's
through
fair.
so many times.
That is fair. I will take that. I would say you did well with the 4Cs. That's a fun little one that we decided we were going to implement and thought it'd be a fun one for you to kind of mess around with. I am really happy that you brought up Hey Arnold.
Good.
That makes that warms my heart because that was definitely one I wasted a lot of time on as a kid.
It's on Hulu, and I have my daughter watching it when she wants to watch a cartoon with me.
Nice.
I make her watch A. Arnold with me.
That is awesome. I'll have to keep that in
Nice.
mind and see if I can get the kids to watch it. I tried to make the kids watch Ren and Stimpy, and they had very minimal attention span for that.
That
Sadly.
show's wild.
It is. It goes places, especially the one where they talk about like going through body changes and puberty and stuff like that. That was terrifying. As a kid, that was nightmare fuel.
My favorite person on Ren and Stimpy is Powdered Toast Man.
Powdered Toast
He
Man.
flies backwards and you riding on his butt cheeks. I thought that was just the funniest thing.
It was great that you were able to play as him in that what was that like Smash Brothers like that Nickelodeon All-Stars game last year.
The All-Star Brawl or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was so happy to see a Powdered Toast Man hanging out on there. But awesome. Well, Crazy Louie, are you still with us, sir?
I think he's out, man. I don't know. Maybe he's having internet connection issue. But while he comes back, let's implement something we wanted to try real quick, and that is this wheel right here, where we're gonna start the topics, but there's a lot of topics, so we decided to put some of the topics that are we can cover briefly in a wheel, and just cover one of these, and some of them are not even topics. So we have the Nintendo indie game, which was today. We have who shot first, Greedo or Hamsolo, which we also have. There's a game that's in development, which will have 150 players with PvP and PvE. We have what is the best anime of all time. We also have a topic with old maps of Halo being implemented, in the new Halo Infinite. Who will win? Let me see. Yusuke, is that how you pronounce it? Yu Yu Hakusho, the main guy.
Yusuke?
Yusuke, yeah, sorry. Or Master Roshi in a fight. And then we got Hayden Blackman, which he
I don't know why
leads
y'all did Yusuke
2K.
like that. That's not even right.
That's all right. So let's spin the wheel and let's see what comes out of this. Let's see. Nice. Best anime of all time. So let's start with you, Hamsolo. What is your favorite anime of all time, or what's the best anime that you consider of all time?
Man. Well, I feel like this is kind of going to be a lame answer. But at the same time, like you say, so best of all time, I'm gonna have to keep it basic and say Dragon Ball Z because that's what got me into anime. But like, if I were to like say like the best one right now, personally to me, like something that I watch over Dragon Ball Z now is is Black Clover.
Oh, I haven't watched that one.
Black Clover is phenomenal. Really, really good story. Love what they did with the protagonist, how they have him seeming to be they almost paint him as kind of like a nothing child at first. Like a secondary.
Is that series done already, or is it ongoing?
It's ongoing. Not
Okay.
that I believe. I'm not completely caught up with it. But all that I've seen of it, like, and when I was watching it, I was binging it hard all the way up until, I ran out of episodes. And now I think they're doing more episodes, but I don't like to watch things as they're going on because I want to binge it. So I'm just waiting for some things to kind of get, settled so that I can go in and just watch it all at once and enjoy it.
Okay, we got crazy back. How about you, Silent? Do you watch any anime? That sounds like a no.
I'm gonna lose points on this one. I apologize. No, I
No.
don't.
I'll tell you what, Silent. I'm gonna recommend one for you since you're a huge car guy. You should watch Initial D.
Initial D. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would recommend you watch it. How about you, Crazy? Oh,
well, guys, beforehand, sorry. Here in Dominican, we have power outages. It's something that I can't control, and it just happens right then and there. Sorry, guys.
It's fine, Crazy. Nobody missed you.
Oh, nobody missed me? Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Have fun, guys.
Your sister's uncle's brother's cousin pulled the plug out of your internet and you got disconnected. It's fine. You're back
favorite
now.
anime?
That's what matters.
What's my favorite anime? My favorite anime is called Berserk. I love Berserk. And I really hate Griffith. I hope that they seriously gets revenge on Griffith. I hate Griffith. Also Saint Seiya, also Trigun. Trigun's one of my best, one of my top animes on my list because it's so funny. What else do I love? Saint Seiya, Trigun. That's about it. Dragon Ball is cool, but I'm just not like crazy about it. But yeah.
Well, my thing is like I wouldn't have probably got into anime until later on in life. If it wasn't for Dragon Ball Z. So
yeah,
when people ask me the greatest one of all time for me, that's it. But is it my favorite currently? I probably have 2 or 3, maybe even 4 shows. Like as of now, I'll watch Naruto over Dragon Ball Z. I'll watch what is it called? what's that?
One Piece.
No,
One
not
Piece.
I can't do One
Piece
Piece.
too long.
I
That's
can't
too
do
much.
One
Too much
Piece.
episodes.
What was what
no.
was God? What was I thinking of?
Attack on
The
Titan.
one with Gon. I can't think of the name. Gon.
Grave, something like that.
No. Gon is the main character in the show.
Gon, okay.
Okay.
God damn. I think the chat will be able to help me out with this.
Hunter times
Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter.
Okay.
Yeah. Hunter x Hunter was freaking dope.
I heard so many good
Loved
things
it.
about that anime, but I heard they had to stop it and it's not complete. That's what I heard.
Yes, that's true,
man.
but it is phenomenal. That is such.
I gotta
anime.
jump into that one.
What was? Golly, I'm blanking on my animes right now. That I've been watching.
I was gonna say
I
that
always
anime
do
I
that.
like. I was gonna say that I like, but I can't say it though because then I get a timeout, so I'm not gonna say.
I mean, obviously. So around the time that I really liked Dragon Ball Z, I also watched Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho was the first anime I watched, and then I
That's
watched
the best anime
Dragon
in the
Ball
world.
Z.
Oh,
That
you know,
Inuyasha.
my favorite
Sailor
Samurai.
Moon was really big for me
I
back in the
Samurai
day.
X.
I love Sakura card character. I love the song Yo quisiera tú supieras. I know the whole
He's singing it in
song.
Spanish for the chat.
I love that song. It's such a beautiful song. I love that. I love that anime. Hey, what's wrong with that? Hey, any man has to have Sakura card character. Nobody gotta watch it.
Has anybody seen Assassination Classroom?
No, we haven't.
You mean the
one with the happy face?
With the happy face.
And the guy wearing like he's wearing like a
I watched one
graduation.
episode and it didn't really grab me. I don't know.
It's weird as hell.
It's pretty weird.
Right.
But it's pretty cool.
Yeah. The animes, my top animes are Death Note. I got Code Geass. I love Code Geass. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Love that one too. Attack on Titans.
Yep.
And what's the one with I always forget the name. The one with the time travel guy.
Time Cop by Van Damme. Is it Van
Damme?
No,
Yes.
It's a guy that he's a scientist and he uses a microwave to time travel messages.
You watch some weird animes.
No, it's a really good anime. It's really good.
Idea. Oh well. All right. Are we done with the spin that wheel? Spin that wheel.
Yes.
All right. So now we gotta jump into real quick.
Before we do that, I just have to bring up one last anime.
Go ahead.
I love that I forget about every single time somebody asks me that I just have to mention now, which is Trigun.
I mentioned it.
Trigun.
I forgot. I didn't even hear you
Trigun.
mention it. But
Trigun. It's Trigun.
Trigun.
Hell yeah, that's my favorite one. 25 episodes, man. The priest is the best character.
Oh, and the anime I was talking about is Steingate.
Steingate.
Oh, yeah. Steingate.
I thought you were talking about Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and all that stuff because I know you're a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan because you like to play all them cards.
Playing is one thing, but I mean the beginning was good with the Pharaoh, but after that,
See, I told y'all you need to watch that stuff. See, no lies. But anyways,
Trigun, that part where him and his brother were going at it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was awesome. But don't say that. No spoilers for anybody that's not seen Trigun. It's a 25 episode anime. You guys can watch it, and that's it. It's awesome. Seriously, it's awesome. The first part of the show is real funny. But then it gets super serious once the brother starts chasing him down. You guys got to watch that anime. So, speaking of a little bit of anime and stuff like that, we should start and jump real quick in small topics. All right, let's get into small topics in gaming. Wow. Man, we should start off with this. This news dropped in today, which is pretty cool. And like I said, this just dropped in today that Xbox and Bethesda have multiple Disney licensed games. We know that Indiana Jones is one of them, right? Is Indy where Indy's part of Disney, right? I could be wrong, right? Is it? Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember the whole Indiana
Jones.
Yeah, because they bought Lucas. Yeah. Which other games do you think they are working on, guys? So yeah, let's start with you, Mr. Hamsolo. What other game do you think Bethesda and Xbox is working on? Because for me, I all I have is Mandalorian in my head.
That's the big one I have in my head as well. I just kind of feel like, I mean, I almost want to say, look around at your favorite TV shows right now and see what you could possibly see on a video game. You know what I mean? Because it really feels like we're going back into, like Sega Saturn, Sega CD kind of times where they made like FMV games.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I feel like we're going back to that era, but now we have the technology to kind of keep up with that, because in a lot of those FMV games for like the older consoles, they'd be like a movie part, and then like you'd be pointing and shooting, like a point and click game, pretty much. But now we can have look at Sony with their games, like Horizon Forbidden West and stuff like that. Those look like movies, but you can interact with them at the same time. The Last of Us 2, very, very much so like that. Spider-Man even is kind of going in that direction and whatnot.
Yeah,
it gives you a lot of freedom, but then once you get into an intimate setting or the next cutscene or whatnot, it really kind of explains the character, what you're there for, what your next action is, and what's going on. So I feel like if you want to predict a game, you could possibly, I'm not saying this is for sure a thing, and I'm not saying that this is 100% going to work, but just look around at some of the shows, what's becoming popular, what's coming out in the next few years, and then just think, could this be a video game? Is this popular enough? Is this movie being remade for the 8th time? It could possibly be a video game by this point. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
now, as for like what they could be making with what they got,
yeah,
dude, like if I'm gonna like reach into a bag and just kind of think, I feel like maybe they could Transformers is Universal, right?
But I don't think that's part. But is it part of Disney though? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't think it is part of Disney.
No.
Maybe they could. I mean, they're already talking about Buzz Lightyear, so maybe they could be working on like a full-on Toy Story type of game.
That'd be pretty cool.
Somewhere down the future, or
yeah, that would be pretty cool. They should start doing that for kids. Yeah, I totally agree with you. That'd be pretty cool.
I feel like they have a lot of areas other than Marvel. They have a lot of areas where they could target children really easily. So it kind of you know how much my daughter would go nuts if there was a Frozen game.
Oh, there you go. That's the one thing.
Or like a Moana kind of game or something like that. And I just got done talking about the old school FMV games. Remember how popular on like the Super Nintendo and like the Genesis that like Disney like Universal cartoon games used to be? Ren and Stimpy had their own game. Tasmanian Devil had his own game. Bugs Bunny, like Trouble, like something with Trouble or something like that. He had his own video game. Taz had another game tied in with The Martian. God, I'm forgetting his name. Something the Martian.
Marvin the Martian.
Marvin the Martian. Thank you. Mickey Mouse had several different games back then. I mean, like they could. This is a market that hasn't been tapped into for almost like 20 years. So I feel like it could be re-tapped into and reimagined from a 3D aspect compared to a 2D, which is pretty much all you could play back then.
Right. How about you, Sablo? What do you think Disney, besides Indiana Jones, and like I said, I have Mandalorian in my head, and I hope, please, we need a Mando game, really. What other game do you think they could be working on, brother?
Well, I think we know for sure that they're working on something else, like another crossover with Sea of Thieves. There's a huge rumor that it's Peter Pan, which, it's kind of cool. Yeah, it makes sense. And, I like the idea of, making games also like family games and kids games, which I feel the Xbox platform right now kind of needs. That's probably one of their weaknesses right now.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of things out there. There's Star Wars, there's the Marvel characters. I believe they own many other, IPs from don't they own Fox now?
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, they do on Fox. Yeah, they could. That would be awesome. They brought back Alien versus Predator. They need to bring another game from that because they do own Fox, don't they? Yeah, they own Fox.
Can I chime in real quick?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
New Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Wouldn't that be pretty cool?
Yep. Yeah, definitely will be cool.
Let me see. Yeah, they do. They have Alien. That would be pretty cool. They brought back Alien versus Predator. They need to bring that back. How about you, Mr. Silent Cypher? What else do you think they are working on besides Mando and Indy?
Well, I don't think that this is being worked on at all, but I would love it, and it would make me very happy. Especially since they ended up finally sorting out the X-Men rights situation, right? They've finally been working through all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think it would be a really good 1-2 punch against Sony right now after they just announced that there's going to be a Wolverine game.
Yeah.
If they brought out an X-Men game, like a whole team X-Men game, and they had someone like Arcane or Machine Games or like Tango Gameworks.
Yeah.
And they did like I don't care if it's, like 90s or early 2000s X-Men or if we're talking like, Old Man Logan or something. But I think if you brought in something like that and you ended up doing an X-Men game with one of those groups, I think that would be a really good way to take some steam out of your competition's sales.
Yeah. All right.
You know what else could take some steam out?
What's that?
Let Disney rip Madden to pieces and come out with their own sports games. Since they own ESPN. Since they own ESPN, let's get some new sports games. These sports games that are out now are so rinse and repeat, man. It's disrespectful.
Have Mickey play Donald, have Goofy hit the ball. Oh, man, that'd be a pretty fun game.
That could be really good.
For kids.
You figure you could play in all the superheroes and stuff. You could have it as like All-Stars football. Oh, yeah. You could do something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
And speaking about having heroes, there's this game that's been going around being mentioned. This game has got a bunch of heroes where you can go ahead and buy, and it's got a pretty good announcement and good stuff going on for it. Hey, guys, Fortnite. Seriously, Fortnite is part of the Xbox Cloud Gaming? Man, when I saw that news, I was like with my mouth open. I mean, you can like jump in it and play the game out of the Xbox Fortnite. It's everywhere now. It's in your console. It's in your cell phone, pretty much, and everything. Just gotta jump in the website and just hop on it and play it. I haven't tried it here in Dominican, but hey, it could work. So here's So here's the thing about Fortnite, since it's gonna be everywhere, right? What are your thoughts on Xbox of wanting to be on smart TVs, possible TV sticks? So can you imagine, right, that they make a TV stick, and they actually, I think they're gonna make it though, because I think it's gonna come. It's gonna pretty much compete with the Amazon Fire Stick, probably, right?
Mhm.
Can they make that? So seriously, like how you can play Fortnite everywhere. Can you imagine? What are your thoughts if that actually did happen? I mean, would you guys get it? Would you guys be amused by it if that comes out? I mean, really, it would be awesome to see a stick going out. How about what do you think about that, Silent Cypher? I mean, really, that for me, that's if they announce that, I will go out and go crazy with it. I mean, seriously, I would probably get one if
So,
it works, of course.
so to touch on the Fortnite thing to
Yeah,
start off with, right?
yeah,
So after I saw that news, obviously, like I waited for a day or two because the servers
yeah.
were kind of getting
Saturated.
blitzed there for
Yeah.
a bit. But I did have my son try it on his tablet, just to try it, just for kicks and giggles.
Mhm.
And I brought it up on the website, and right there on the splash page for Xbox.com, they had play Fortnite streaming. And so, like, I clicked it, I logged him into his account, and boom, he was playing Fortnite on his tablet, and he just connected one of the Xbox controllers as Bluetooth.
That's
And so,
awesome.
it's like right off the bat, that situation of me getting kicked off of like the main screen or something like that is gone, right? Because he
Yeah.
can jump onto his tablet, he could jump onto his phone, he could jump onto theoretically, like I haven't messed with it yet, and maybe someone in the chat can correct me on this,
Yeah.
but if your smart TV has a browser, you should be able to connect to it and start up a game like that right now, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Because if you can go to xbox.com and go into there, and unless it's a plug-in issue and they haven't fixed that yet,
Yeah.
in theory you should be able to pretty much launch that thing on anything that has a browser at this point. And as long as you can access touch controls or you have a Bluetooth controller for it, you're good to go.
Yeah.
But as far as the dongle, yeah, so there was talk about that. There's been a lot of rumbling about that over the last week, of something being announced within the next year. And I think it would be really smart, honestly, like you've got a bunch of people that, yeah, especially if it has built-in Wi-Fi or whatever, so you can connect it to your home like server or your home internet or whatever. As long as you can connect it and you can just hook it into whatever TV or whatever you're playing on, I think the dongle's a really smart idea because it
Yeah.
allows a bunch of people access just another access point, right? Like it's the same idea as making the xCloud gaming and making that stuff available. Being able to jump into Xbox anywhere you're at, whenever you want to, on the fly, and just have a controller and a dongle or something with you when you go on a trip or something like that's super convenient. I love
course.
the idea of that. I like being able to go to like my in-laws' house and just hook up to a TV and just sit there and play some games and hide away from the in-laws while I'm stuck there. But Ham, is that something that you would find yourself using, a dongle like that? Do you think that actually be something that you would get into, or are you one of the guys that's more keen on bringing in having that physical system, that Series S or X or something with you on the trip? Are you a big fan of streaming, or?
Hell no, I ain't trying to bring nothing with me on the trip.
No,
I'm trying
Okay.
to. I'm trying to
minimize.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to get that dongle going, bruh. Like, let's be real. Like, I don't want to take something that I spent $500 on, which is now out of warranty because I've had it since launch.
Right.
I don't want to take that out, take out all the cords and everything, load that into a bag, somehow find a spot that I feel comfortable with it because I'm stressed out while I'm bringing it out.
Sure.
And take it out, set it up over somebody else's house or, my mom's house or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
who knows, like, who's gonna bump into it or something's gonna happen. You know, they're not used to this Xbox being here. Somebody might trip over it walking or something like that. You know, right? Of course, I'm gonna have it somewhere safe. But like, instead of dealing with all that, why not I just bring something that costs like a quarter of the price or even less? You know, right?
So that was the next question I was going to ask you is what do you think this thing has to drop off as for the price point? What do you think this has to drop at?
I'd say like anywhere between $80 to $100.
Okay.
I think that's
high.
That's high though. I think it should be the price like around 40, like pretty much the Amazon Fire Stick. It depends. It depends.
I doubt it'd be cheaper than a game.
I think it could be 100, but it could be bundled with a control.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. It could be 100.
You'd think you'd have to have a controller to sell.
If it comes with a controller, it could be 100. Yeah, then I agree with you right there. Yeah.
I could see it being something like 100 if it's bundled with controller, or say 50 if it's without a controller. So you save $10 or whatever. So there's a benefit if you already have a controller, but if not, you just get another controller.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I'd 100% want that, because when I go 3-4 hours away to go see my mom, or when I go, 9 hours away to go see the in-laws and whatnot, like I can have something with me. Last time I had to lug, like, because I went to Denver for a week and I lugged my PlayStation and Xbox with me, and that was I'm not doing that again.
That's a lot.
I'm not doing that again because I'm bringing all that stuff that's I'm loading up $1,000 and putting it somewhere that it's not used to being and whatnot. And B, I was taking it to a household that has 2 more kids and then adding mine in the mix.
Whoa.
So I just don't like, especially kids that I'm not raising, to be around my expensive equipment that I'm laying down, because who knows when I walk upstairs if, someone's going to see if, this PS5, if you could shove toast into the sides of it and warm it up or something like that. Like I don't know what the kids are going to do. Kids are kids. They do random things like that. They might, like my kid tried to draw on the side of my PS3 when she was 3. So and I had to I had to stop her from doing that. So you just never know. And I would rather just take a quick streaming thing with me. And it's not going to be native. That's fine. But I'll be able to play it just as well. I was a person that actually I introduced a bunch of people before. You know how you could stream from your phone, right?
Yes.
I would cast it from my phone to a TV and then have a Bluetooth controller to my phone. So I just lay my phone right next to me and the game would be playing on my phone, but I'm playing it on the TV. Yeah. Most of the time it worked, but there was some latency stuff.
Yeah, it's good for games that aren't Twitch shooters and stuff like that, right? Like slower turn-based stuff is ideal for it, for sure.
I was doing it with Psychonauts.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. I could see that.
How about you, Mr. Sablo? Tell me. Oh, you're not a big Fortnite fan. I know that for a fact. You don't play that.
We'll get you there.
I'm not a big Fortnite fan, but I know this is huge. This is definitely huge.
Yep.
One, because Fortnite is one of the most popular games, and you're bringing it to xCloud for free.
Yep.
People
totally
are
happy with that.
People are testing the game, which is awesome. And the other thing is, the rumors that came after. I don't know if there's rumors or confirmation, but it's kind of what I called it out. I mean, xCloud could be huge, just like the Series S. Because the thing is, what if they start adding the ability, which is what I heard, that you can play your own games in xCloud? I mean, that would be huge. And then that they give you the ability to make purchases. So that will make the xCloud become kind of like a console, And at the end of the day, they make money off sales of video games, not the consoles. So that will be huge for Microsoft.
Yeah, and since you're jumping into that, remember that today even dropped out the news that they patent something that, for example, you have physical games and you put it on inside your Xbox, right? Let's say the OG Xbox, let's say the Xbox One, the big one. Yeah, you put it in, and automatically says that the digital version of it you can download it on your Series S without any problems. So you don't have to like, okay, I have a physical, I have to go buy a digital now because since you put the CD in, it's gonna recognize that you already own the game, so you can just digitally download it. Just patent that. That would be pretty awesome when that comes by. So, yeah, yeah. I mean, all that stuff that's just that these guys are doing right now, and it just came out with that news. It just came out. I mean, I was like, wow. And I got rid of a bunch of old physical CDs. I gave them away. We just should have kept them and just load them in. And since that came out, for me just to have my game digital right there, oh man, that's. But in a way, it's actually pretty good because really, if you want to switch to digital, it's an awesome way. You can actually like, okay, let me get my physical game and pop it in here. And partly, so right then and there, I can say, okay, let me sell my physical, get some money back from it. So yeah,
I think crazy feels like I felt a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Some of my friends kept telling me, "Oh, let's play 2K. Let's play 2K." I'm like, no, I'm not buying 2K.
Right.
Well, I'm waiting like a year or two to buy the next 2K. Yeah. And then they finally convinced me. I bought it. Let's say I bought it today.
Yep.
2 days after it gets announced to Game Pass, I was like,
"What? What? Yeah. That happens, man. That happens. So that's what I'm saying, though. Like, if you had your physical game, we can just say, okay, let me go sell it. Let's get out of it. You know, let's just go for it. Yeah. So, guys, I think right now it's time to seriously, let's jump on these main topics because we have something huge today. I mean, wow. We got to talk about this. This is a big topic. Big topic. I mean, what's going on in Sony, guys? Sony buys back 200 million yen in stock, which is 1.5 billion. Since they didn't make their goal, they repurchased as many as 25 million shares, which is 2.02%. The company's shares have dropped 27% this year. In February, this is something I added also. In February, also, Sony reported 17.3 million console sales, right? And as of yesterday, they have reported that they surpassed 19 million, but missed to reach their goal by 3 million because of stock. So wow, that is actually a big issue. I mean, they bought back 2% of their stock, right? Since they did not meet their goal, which we know that, for example, we know that PlayStation is their biggest thing over there with sales and everything, software and all that stuff. It's actually one of the biggest top products over there. So I got a question for the panel, right? Since the PS5 stock has been tough on them, what do you think Sony should start doing? I mean, what would be a great move? Let's start with you, Hamsolo. What would you think Sony should start doing since they're out of stock? They got to do this, and they got to make a way to reach their mark. Because seriously, they dropped 27%. That's big. What do you think they got to do, man?
They're already doing what they got to do. You can see it, but the thing is you can tell that they're kind of uncertain about what they're even doing with and what I'm talking about is like the PlayStation Plus thing, the backwards compatibility, like if you think about just a couple of years ago when they were marketing this PS5, they were, we believe in generations and very forward thinking, and we're leaving the last thing in the past. With this console shortage, what they've seen is, we're not able to get all these consoles into the hands of the people that want them. So with that being said, we have to now continue production with the PS4 to push that out. Now we have to figure out backwards compatibility so people can play these older things.
Yeah.
And now we have to transition our content over to the PC because of the forecasting of all of these console shortages. So, and then you got to think about, like, they didn't anticipate. I mean, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I don't think a whole lot of people anticipated Corona to be as big as it was, right?
Yeah.
So that's another stick in the mud for them as well. So all of this stuff happening, I'm not that surprised by it. It sucks, yeah. But at the same time, they are currently bandaging up the wound that is bleeding right now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this stuff takes time. So could you imagine bleeding faster than you can rap? And that's kind of what's going on in this very moment. Is they're trying to, bandage it up, but it's art. But like by the time they get around a few times, that bandage that they just wrapped around got soaked.
They're hemorrhaging too fast. Yeah.
So right now, like, Sony is going to be fine, but right now they're not doing fine. Yep. That is what it is. And do I think Sony is gonna fall off a cliff? Hell no. They got so much backing behind them, and then they have this money that's gonna keep flowing in and keep coming. So they're not gonna go down at all. They're not even partially really go down, especially to most of the people's eyes within gaming that don't really care about this stuff. They're just gonna, keep thinking Sony's king, Sony's king, Sony's king. Mm-hmm. And they may be king, but the monarchy is looking a little weird right now, and I feel like they are kind of dabbing their foreheads a little bit with a napkin. They ain't hurting yet, but they're feeling the perspiration.
I'll be honest with you, because here's the thing, though. Since I mentioned the 19 million, right? Their goal was to reach right now this month, because I'm talking about February, right? They reported they had 17.3 million console sales, right, in February. Now in May, they're reporting it surpassed 19 million, but their goal was to reach 22 million. So
see, that's where I don't think it's as bad, because you could use that same argument with Xbox and Game Pass. We had sought out to have over 30 million, but we only ended up with 22. A lot of businesses make goals that are fairly hard to achieve. Now, what I don't think is they expected to be so far off.
Yeah, that's the thing. It got them red-handed because of all the stuff that's been going on with the world. Like, for example, just like I think it was 3 weeks ago, right? Because 3 weeks ago there was a huge traffic jam of ships in China, right? So that's something that's gonna cause them. Something's gonna give them problems, because some of the pieces they might get from China, or some of the pieces they might get from here, from there, and that huge thing that just happened that really slowed things down for them. And again, that's like in 2 months, I think it's 2 months, 2 or 3 months, right? February at the beginning till now, right? These guys have only sold 1,700,000 consoles. And they had a big rhythm at the beginning. They were selling mad. I mean, seriously, they were selling pretty fast. But now with the whole stock situation, like I said, what could be a good idea, and what should they do? Let me ask you, Salvador. I mean, seriously, what should they start doing? I mean, they got to find ways to make money. What are they gonna do besides the movie? We don't know if Spider-Man did good, which they talked about it, but what are they gonna do with the whole PS5 situation? Because that's like their biggest product, their biggest thing they sell. What do you think they should do?
Well, the thing is, I think Hamsolo kind of like said it. I I think they were caught off guard.
Yeah,
I don't think that, because right now the big picture is that Sony is doing like so many bad things, and I don't even think it's that. The thing is
yeah,
that Xbox is doing so many good things. They're being
yep,
Yeah.
so user friendly that it makes Sony look like they're horrible,
Hey,
but they're
Sour
doing
Blow. This is the time where Xbox has their forethinking didn't bite them in the ass.
yes,
yeah.
definitely, yep.
I agree with you there
Everything is like clicking together, and everything is like
because
making more sense, and everything is like so good because like I think the big thing about Xbox this generation is that their main focus is the gamer.
yeah,
And at the end of the day, if you buy a console or jump into a platform for gaming,
yeah,
that's what you want. You want the best experience for the gamer, and the word of mouth eventually is going to catch up. And also, things like your pocket. At the end of the day, I mean, you can love a game on this platform, but if you can get 20 games for the price of one game, well, you're going to go to the other platform because, you're not going to pay way more for less. And, everything that Xbox is doing, like even like little things like letting you use your controls either in the older gen or bring your old gen control to your new gen. That's something that, you know, it hasn't been done like, it's not something usual. So Sony brought the usual approach, and they got called out like it was something horrible, but it's really something that it's usually done, and it's so many little things that like that has been adding up along with the bigger things, of course. And I think that's where they're struggling right now. And also the thing with them with Sony side right now is they don't
yeah,
communicate. They're pretty
yeah.
quiet.
They're pretty quiet.
Then
Yep,
when they do communicate, it
yep,
feels like they
yeah,
they don't have like they don't have a goal. Like they tell
yeah.
you something today, and then the next day
They
tell you
switch it.
something different, and
Yep.
it feels like they're just I don't know, like they're
Do,
just
do,
riding the train and just
do,
playing along just trying to get your money. That's what it feels like.
yeah,
They just want your money, but even though Xbox wants the same thing, Microsoft,
yeah. They
the
all
the
do.
experience
They all
they're
do.
providing you, it makes me feel good.
Do
And
you remember? Do you remember? Because here's the thing, though. Do you remember when it all began? Right. Let's say before this generation began. I remember Jim Bryan saying, "Hey, these games, these exclusives are only going to come out for PS5. That for next generation, only PS5
Mhm.
right consoles." That's one of the things he said. Right. Second thing second thing he said was let's get rid of PS Vita. Let's get it out of the way. I want to get rid of it, right? Goodbye. I don't want it. It's not gonna work. Okay, that's another thing he said. And every time he says something, all of a sudden, like you see, like okay, a game comes out, and right now it's at PS4, right? Which has happened. Like for example, didn't Gran Turismo come for PS4 too? Yeah, I think Gran Turismo did came for PS4. Am I right? Yeah. Horizon Forbidden West also came to PS4. The only two games that did not make it to PS4 was Ratchet and Clank and what's the other one? The one with the guy
Demon's
with the yeah, Demon Souls. Yeah, Demon Souls was another one that you know that did not go to PS4. But so here's my other question, and this is something that, like I said, you said something really important today, Sablo, and uh, but Brian, did you talk about it, Brian? I mean, what do you think they should do before I head to the next
wait,
question
you're
though?
you're trying to say the other days I don't say anything important?
Yes, that is true.
Oh.
No, that is true. You did not say nothing important, and trust me, if I ask the whole team, they will be right with me. You don't say nothing important. That is so true. So,
Oh.
yes, especially since the Celtics are going to lose. Jay Vargas, that was for you, man. I love you, man. Don't worry, Jay Vargas. We will get our revenge. I promise you that. I hope
How will he get a revenge? His team got swept?
No, because even though it got swept, you guys lost, and Jay Vargas and me we're gonna laughing at you. We're gonna be trolling you all over. That was for you, Jay Vargas. But either way, though,
boy. You're getting messy now.
All right. So what do you think they should do? Because they have such a bad stock issue. What do you think PlayStation should do, Mr. Sanford? Come on.
So here's my thing, right? Is like Sony's going to do Sony. At the end of the day, they're going to continue. It's kind of like what Hamsolo was saying, right? Is they're doing what they've got to do. I worry about what like the shareholders and stuff are considering with some of this, because like it's not a great look. I would argue it's especially not a great look when you've got people coming out from the company and they're trying to be like, we can't put AAA games in a streaming service and stuff like that, like Game Pass, because it's going to be a lower quality game. Like, you've got all these things that are compounding, right? And the thing is like when competition is like it is right now, right? Like Microsoft is firing on all cylinders, or getting ready to absolutely fire on all cylinders, with back-to-back releases and stuff like that, along with Nintendo, just doing what Nintendo does, off to the side, just hanging out, enjoying their time, and just selling an insane amount of consoles no matter what. Sony's in a rough situation right now, right? Like they're on the ropes in a situation where they've got an uncertain time frame for releases like God of War. They've got an unknown holiday release schedule at the moment. The fact that they're not able to keep up with demand as far as the consoles go, the fact that there's only been 2 million reported since the last time that they actually put numbers out, like that's a little scary, yes. But that being said, like I think if there's anything we can take from this and learn from previous generations, it's that every time that one of these companies gets thrown to the ropes like that, they come back leaner, they come back stronger, because like you take the licks and stuff, but you learn from those mistakes, you work out the kinks, and you come back stronger. It's the same thing as like you look at Xbox, right? PS3 came out, they're like, hey, go get a second job if you want a PS3. 360 is like, hey, we got 2 consoles for you, and they're pretty cheap, and you don't have to go get a second job for it. And they were more approachable. So Sony took the licks there. Then you flip it, right? So Microsoft was in a power position going into Xbox One, and they crapped the bed. To be fair, in a lot of that situation, a lot of what they wanted to do was a little bit too forward thinking for the time. I think they were just kind of ahead of their time on the planning. But Sony ate their lunch during the PS4 and Xbox One era. So then Xbox went back to the drawing board and said, okay, we can't do that again. We've got to do better for the Xbox Series releases. And so here we are, like it just flip-flops back and forth over and over again. I think even though we're seeing a weak Sony right now, I bet you here in a couple of years, it's going to be a whole different ballgame with them, because they're only going to take so much of this before they, do an about face, or they do a correction, right? So I don't think in the short term are they going to do very much. No, but I think on the long term, I think they're prepping a game plan.
And that's kind of what I meant earlier when I was saying, like they're not like going down by any means.
No.
They are. I mean, as you said, Cypher, like they took a lick right now, and they're dealing with it. But just like Sour Blow and I were saying earlier, the process is already in motion on how to fix the situation. Like I said, the whole, not Game Pass, but like PlayStation Plus thing and backwards compatibility. They did not want to do anything backwards compatible at all.
At all, yes. And that was
all.
That was the third one I was going to mention. Yeah, and I remember all that, and all of a sudden they just started doing it.
Now they got a team.
Yeah, now they got a team. Now they got to do it. They had to, because again, they're way behind the competition. Also, here's the question I want to ask y'all. Do you guys think, and seriously, do you guys think the whole Bethesda Activision buyout affected Sony PS5 and their shares? I mean, after that happened, I remember the next day there
Yeah.
was like a drop on shares. And do you think that actually keeps on causing it for the shares to drop too? What do you all think? Do you all agree on that?
Can you
Yeah,
re-ask the question because I didn't even completely get it?
Okay, I'm saying after Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard, I put Bethesda.
Oh,
Oh my
okay.
God, I put Bethesda. Why did I put Bethesda? Oh Lord. See, I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
Bethesda on the mind.
yeah, I know I have Bethesda on the mind because seriously, I was thinking about Doom because I saw my chair just like broken on the side, and so I was looking at the Doom chair and I accidentally put Bethesda. But yes,
Oh.
the whole Activision Blizzard thing, right? After they bought the whole Activision Blizzard, right? Did it really? Do you guys think it really affected Sony PS5 and their shares? Really? Do you guys think it really affected them?
Well, I mean, of course, that's a massive purchase.
Yeah,
That's a massive purchase, massive publisher.
yeah,
And I feel like those people, seeing how big this movement could be and how it's not going to be, just an open season for PlayStation just to kind of do whatever they want in the field. Now they kind of got to go knock on Mr. Wilson's door and make sure that it's okay to play in the yard. Like,
yeah,
like that's a big hit. And I mean, when you equate that kind of a big hit
yeah,
with Microsoft and the doubt that Sony could do something like that, I think a lot of investors are looking at that like, wow, like
right,
they are not playing around.
yeah,
Sony is still living in the PS4 glory days, while Xbox is pissed.
yeah.
Like I think that's what the investors look at and see, like, man, these boys are putting in work,
You know,
and these other dudes are just hanging
yeah.
out.
You know what I would do right now if I was Sony? I would seriously sit down and say, hey, let me start thinking about putting my games on PC day one. That's what I would start doing right now. Because of the whole console issue that's been going on. Seriously, they should put their exclusives day one on PC. That's my point of view, and they should start doing it right away. That's what I think, and that's why that's why I asked you guys this question, like what they should do, because really they need to make their move and make their games, like to reach other people in order to get money in. And since you have a stock issue with PS5, right? Why not start putting your games they want on PC? Start it, guys. It's not gonna affect you. You're gonna get sales because if, like I said, I said it a bunch of times. An example: Horizon Zero Dawn, big example. In 2019, numbers reported that they were at 10 million sales. August 2020, that year was the day Horizon Zero Dawn got released to PC. January 2022, they reported that Horizon Zero Dawn has sold 20 million copies. So, is that a boost? Yes. Is that a help? Yes. Seriously, they gotta start working because they're really behind on this, and I think they gotta focus on that because that's something else that I'm gonna talk about right now before we continue on before we continue other subjects. It's here because this article also came today, and it says right. It says when asked about adding new Sony first-party titles to the service like Microsoft does with Xbox Game Pass, right? Oh, my bad. Wait. I went the wrong way. This came today. Sony CFOs insist AAA games quality will deteriorate if it adopts Game Pass style strategy, right? I'm going to read what he said. He says, AAA titles on PlayStation 5, if we distribute them on subscription service, we may need to shrink the investment needed for that. That will deteriorate the first party title quality. That is our concern. Tatoki said that, right? Also, he says, so we want to make sure we spend the appropriate development costs to have solid products and titles to be introduced in the right manner. So that's what Tatoki said. Now we're going to jump really quick on what Jim Bryan said. When asked about adding new Sony first-party titles to their service like Microsoft does with Xbox Game Pass. Ryan said, this is not the road that we've done in the past, and it's not a road that we're going to go down with this new service. We feel if we were to do that with the games that we make at PlayStation Studios, the virtuous cycle will be broken. The level of investment that we need to make in our studios would not be possible. And we think the knock-on effects on the quality of the games that we make will not be something that gamers want. And this is the last part. This, you guys need to hear this loud and clear, because this part was the one that opened my mouth when I read this. Ryan was also keen to point out that nothing about the new service is set in stone. All I'm talking, this is his exact words, all I'm talking to today is the approach we're taking in the short term. You guys listening, short term, right? The way our publishing model works right now, it doesn't make any sense. Like I said, he's focusing on right now, and he's moving his chess pieces little by little, right? Because that's what he's doing. He's playing a game. He's playing the patient game. He's trying to get to see what happens in long term. Because after what he says, but things can change very quickly in the industry, as we all know. So here's my question. So after reading this, my question for the panel is, when Xbox comes out with all those AAA games that they have announced with amazing quality and great reviews, wouldn't that pretty much change the whole idea of what Totoki is saying? What do you think, Sally Cypher? Wouldn't that change the whole idea about what he was saying about if he put games they want, if Xbox rolls out with all those games?
Yeah, I feel like with what Microsoft's got coming, it's going to be a deluge of games, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be nuts once this starts rolling. And I know we keep going back to, like, anytime now, this train's going to start rolling. We're going to start getting those games every quarter, blah, blah, blah. We've heard it for a long while, and it feels like we're finally getting to that tipping point where it's going to happen. I think it makes a difference. I think it changes things when the big games like that start falling, when stuff hits first party like that, or day one and stuff. I don't see a world where Sony doesn't do day one eventually.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. Oh, got something else?
You're going to see what the competition's doing. Like, if Starfield blows up like they think it will, and that's day one. If that blows up, like, that is the first cannonball, it feels like, this year, to launch off and be like, okay, we're going to start knocking holes in the armor. We're going to see how long you hold up before you start doing it.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, when all these games starts rolling out, because it's not only Starfield, you got Redfall, you got Fable, you got the Forza Motorsport 8 coming out, you got all these games, right? Wolfenstein, Doom, that they pretty much, I think that they will announce along the way. I'm not saying it's confirmed, but all those games, right? All those games that Bethesda has, like, for example, look, we had the other day, what's it called? Deathloop that came out last year. This year's coming day one in Game Pass. We also got Warhammer 40,000 coming Warhammer Dark Tide. My bad, I keep confusing the games. It's coming down in Game Pass day one. But once you see all those games that they have coming down in Game Pass, seriously, is that going to change their minds along the way? Because, like I said, remember, this is short-term talk, but long-term, will this affect them? Do you think they will change their mind? Mr. Hamsolo, what do you think about that?
I feel like, remember in wrestling, where, like, you'd have, you'd have Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler sitting down, and the main event is kind of going on, and then you would have Triple H come sit down next to them and start commentating as well while the match is going on. PlayStation is Triple H right now.
Yeah.
They're sitting there watching the match and being like,
exactly.
How are we going to maneuver?
Yeah.
We see what they're doing. Some of it's working really well. Some of it's just all right. Now, our next step isn't just to outright copy them right away, but we need to stick to our old model right now because we can still kind of fear monger people into buying our games
Yeah.
for a little while
Mhm.
longer. And then once that starts to slow up and our subs starts going up for PlayStation Plus, we
Yeah.
can slowly start to roll out day and date games. And then eventually that will just be the thing that they do. But as of right now, they are slowly rolling it out more or less to watch the competition because Triple H is sitting there like, yo, I got the belt right here. I got the,
Yeah.
you're fighting for this right now.
Exactly.
You're in that ring
Yeah.
fighting because you want a taste of this later on.
Yeah.
So that's where PlayStation is right now. They're not gonna up and hurry up and chase the competition right away because they don't
Yeah.
want to look bad
Yeah.
to the audience. They're gonna make themselves look like we're good. Y'all just keep buying the games. Be ready for another dope drop of some news when we're ready to tell you. But right now, we're not ready to tell you, and they haven't solidified themselves yet
Yep.
like we did last generation. So you think we need to catch up when in reality, you're still catching up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's
Totally
where it's
agree
at
with
to me.
Yep. How about you, Sablo?
Yeah, well, quickly, before I give my take, remember
Yeah.
everyone to participate for 2 copies of Evil
Dead.
Dead. Put hashtag Ed in the chat, and you will be participating. We will be giving it out shortly. Now, regarding the take, just to add, I think this is another comment that they're saying it, but at the same time, users and people that are actually trying Game Pass
Yeah.
are like, what are you even talking about? Like, because like we don't even have to talk about the games that are coming out.
Mm-hmm,
Like,
mm-hmm.
look at Xbox last year; they were the highest rated publisher,
Yep.
and look at all the games they have been adding. I mean, the
Yes.
Hitman
Beautiful
trilogy,
games.
the trilogy of Mass Effect.
But
We got
but
Tunic.
but
We had Guardians of the Galaxy. Even though they're not first party, but they're still great
but
games.
but wait, Sablo. I mean, look at the first party they actually did put on. Like for example, even though it was not part of the ecosystem that year, but look at Deathloop. I mean, Deathloop was a Game of the Year winner.
Yeah,
You
and
also
everyone knows it's coming
you
to Game Pass.
you also had Psychonauts 2, Game of the
Yeah.
Year, which was nominated for Game of the Year. And the sad thing, but that we all got mad and ranted about because seriously, it deserved to be on that spot, which was Forza Horizon 5, which did not get on that spot. But look all the awards it got. So
Yes.
and still they say, oh, that's this and that.
Even
I just okay.
even Halo Infinite, a lot of
Yeah.
people rant because
Yep.
it does need more content, but at the end
Yep.
of the day, they got a great game.
They got a great game. Totally agree with you.
It just needs more content.
Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you.
So it so at the end of the day, they're making better games
Mm-hmm.
now that they have Game Pass. So it kind of doesn't make sense. The comment doesn't doesn't correlate.
Yeah, like what Hamsolo said, I totally agree with you, brother. They're just like they got the belt on, they got the strap on, and they're watching every move.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, they're watching every move.
I like how Stylin's smiling.
Bad wording. Bad wording.
No,
Oh.
because the title does have a strap. It does have a strap, but not guys. You guys, I thought I was bad, but you guys beat me to it, man. Seriously, I thought I was. Oh my god! Now I got what you're laughing about. What's wrong with y'all? Hey, but either way though, it's like what you said, Mr. Han Solo. I totally agree with you. They're watching their every move, and yes, because like I said this before, and I'll say this one more time. Jim Ryan is really smart. Like he said, right there, right now, the way everything works out for them, for as of this moment, is working perfectly fine, and they don't want to change it. So, but once all those Xbox games roll out, seriously, That's all gonna change. So, guys, speaking of problems of shares going down, something else went down this weekend. And I know somebody that posted a tweet this weekend about a big problem with the DRNs. And that man posted that tweet, and I think he should handle that because the way he posted it, he got a little bit of probably a couple people ranting and stuff or jumping on him because of it. But the thing is, he was just being honest about it. He was pretty mad because it's like, hey, I want my things to work. I want my games to work even though they go offline. I want my things to be working because hey, digital rights management, what's going on? So Brother Silent Cipher, you should grab that subject and start talking about it since you were the one who posted that tweet and really got all the rants from it. So go for it, brother. Take it away, man.
Right. Yeah. It's like going into this, I was like, watch, I'm going to put something in here that's kind of like angry old man, like yelling at the sky,
Yeah.
and it's going to blow up. And I was right in the middle of my fever dream through, in the flu and stuff over the weekend. But I was just trying to play some games. I was trying to do something to keep my mind off of feeling like garbage at the time.
Yeah.
And every time that I tried to jump into a game, it would either tell me that the person that had purchased the game needed to sign in,
Yeah.
or that they were having technical difficulties, and that I need to try back later, right?
Yeah.
And I've had a bunch of people come at me about it over the last few days, and like some with some fair questions and comments and stuff. But one of the things is like there's been a lot of question marks on like, okay, what caused this? What was the issue? Was it because Fortnite suddenly was made available across the cloud streaming, and so now everyone has access to that and it fried the servers? Was it server outage? What was it that caused it? And that's the thing, right? Is like when the servers went down, the DRM became the issue, because for me at least, when I tried a grip of games to see what was going on with it,
Yeah.
I discovered games that I owned, games that were on Game Pass, even disc games that I had. Granted, like I tried 360, Xbox One, and Series X just to try a handful of them. And it's like, I think I only had maybe one game that actually booted up fairly without issue. Everything else, it was like, no, you don't own this game. Even if I had like a physical copy right there that I just tossed into my Series X, it was like, no, you aren't online. You're not getting access to this game.
Yeah.
And that's, I think it's a problem. Like, I don't think it's a really big thing, as far as like, I think it could be a fairly quick fix. And a lot of people giving me grief for the fact that, I need to put on my my coding hat and figure out a solution for it myself and stuff. Fact is, I'm not a multi-trillion-dollar company with a lot of resources that could actually do that.
Yeah.
And make it a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
But I would say that it's something that's probably a fairly easy fix in the long run. Like, if you just made it so there were, I don't know, maybe longer pings in between, like when it's going through the factor authentication and it's actually verifying your DRM and it's verifying that you own the game. Like, if you get dropped offline, maybe don't ping it immediately. Maybe make it so you've got like a half hour to an hour or something before it triggers again.
Yeah.
Because especially in some areas, Louis, for you, for example, right? Like, you're in the DR.
Yeah.
And it's like, if the internet craps out on you and it drops,
Ooh,
you get kicked right from that game immediately.
It's happened to me on the show. I mean, how many times have I been sitting here and all of a sudden you see me like already frozen, and then I come back. It happens to me all the time. And yeah, seriously, it's an issue that, for example, thank God I have all the consoles, because that's my thing. I have all the consoles in case something happens. Thank God I always like use my head. But what happens if a person just does not have all the consoles and just all they want to do is sit down and play video games? PlayStation does not have that issue, and a lot of their single games they don't. Single player games they don't have that issue. So if Xbox had that problem, what do you think I was gonna do? Me for example. Oh, I have my PS5. Let me go play PS5 today because since my Xbox is down, right? Okay. But if I only had Xbox, I mean, I would have been really mad. I would have been like, what the heck is going on? So, yes, seriously, I think Microsoft should really sit down and fix that because, seriously, I mean, again, okay, here's another thing. They said, and they said this for Game Pass. You can download the game from Game Pass, right? Whichever game you want to play from Game Pass, right? You can download it. Some of them require online, I understand that. But the thing is, okay, Game Pass, right? You have 30 days to get back online. If not, that game is just going to get blocked. You got 30 days for that. So here's my question. Does it actually work what they're saying? Because the other day we had a problem. Pretty much everything went down and nothing was working. Even the games we own, like for example, we tried hopping on a GTA Online. How many times did I click on it? Okay, it started loading. It kicked me out. It did this. It kicked out. I bought that sucker. I bought it. I bought the GTA Online to play online with my buddies, and that night we were like, let's try it. And I had to hit it. And then all of a sudden, me and you went online, right? On Fortnite. At least Fortnite worked. Halo did work for the most part for community gaming, like it worked for the most part. But damn, a bunch of the games just did not work. And I was like, whoa, like what's going on? The good thing is I did not play all weekend, but this thing lasted. I mean, still on Monday in Cold Show, I think I saw it. There was still people saying, hey, I still have those issues. I still have those problems going on. I can't log in. I can't do that. So seriously, I think Microsoft should sit down and find a way that, okay, if I have the game downloaded, it's already like, okay, it's been shown. I downloaded. It's on my thing. It's already reported, right? Let's say the internet goes off or the whole thing crashes down, but I can still play my games even though I downloaded. Some of them, of course, I understand they need to be online, but like the single players, they need to let me play it, even though they're on Game Pass or not. And if I own, they need to let me play it. So seriously, I think Microsoft should fix that. And that's my take on the whole DRM thing. They gotta fix that.
Well, and it's going back to what you were saying, right? Okay, Sony apparently has a better setup for that. I'm seeing it in chat a bunch as well, where people are saying, Sony is in the lead as far as that goes. And, it's like, I'm not asking to move mountains and make it so I have access to the game for like, a week plus or, stuff like that. But like make it so if someone does drop offline, make it so you've got, longer times in between pinging for verification and authentication, just so that way, if someone does have the internet drop real quick, you're not screwed. Like if you're playing a single player game, it should not matter. There should be certain regulations and guidelines for the single player side of things. But that being said, because Hamsolo looks like he has a few things to say about this, I want to see what you think. Do you think this is an issue that needs to be addressed, or does it bother you too much? Like, do you run into issues with that?
So, yeah, I definitely ran into issues with it this last weekend. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of like crazy in the sense of where I have a bunch of other stuff I can play.
Right.
I mean, if you look around my room, I have a lot of stuff that I can play. But but I tell you, I mean, it's really annoying that that's an issue in the first place, especially seeing that that's been brought up years ago. This DRM thing isn't new, right? No. We've known about this being an issue for Xbox for quite some time, but as time went on, people just kind of slowly I don't want to say they forgot, but it just wasn't affecting them. So it didn't matter. Out of sight, out of mind kind of mentality. So now that it, came back, popped back up out of the ground and it's here again, we're pissed. And we're just like, oh crap. Like, I remember this. This is that thing that we were dealing with when Xbox One was talking about coming out, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's really annoying. It's really not fair, especially because that happened on a Friday, bro.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
a Friday, so a bunch of people are getting off of work and they just want to go home and kick it. People want to stream their games,
and not just a Friday going into Mother's Day weekend, where every married man is either trying to avoid their mother-in-law or trying to sneak away for a second and get away from the wife for a minute on a Sunday to play some video games while they're all doing their thing, eating brunch or whatever.
Absolutely. So this to me was a extremely big deal because, if Xbox Live, the voice chat goes down, I'm okay. I can still play my Xbox games or whatnot. If the Microsoft Store doesn't work, whatever, I can still play at least the games I got on my console or that I purchased already. But you're going to tell me that this massive server or whatever the hell goes down and the stuff that I paid for isn't available to work. Some of the things that have nothing to do with Xbox that are just available on Xbox don't even work. Like Rocket League, for instance. Free game. Yeah. Free game. Yeah. I love Rocket League. I was trying to play it that night on Friday. Couldn't hop in. So I ended up having to go to the PC because, I can do that. But could you imagine being a person, you're still playing on Xbox One or you got an Xbox Series X or whatnot, and you traded in everything that you had. You traded in your PlayStation to get this, and then you get home and you can't play it. like oh my God, like that's terrible. So that's kind of my 2 cents on it. Like, I think it's BS. I think it needs to get fixed ASAP. Obviously the online games are going to be online games. So if online goes off, then it is what it is, whatever. Yeah. But when it comes to like something single player, or let's say I want to play a game that has online, but I don't want to play the online part of it, like a Borderlands or something like that. Why am I not able to hop in when I could do that on my 360 in that era? You know what I'm saying? I could have all this stuff on previous Xboxes and not have to worry about it. But the newer it is now, the less accessible. That just doesn't make any sense to me.
That's it's like backwards compatibility. They definitely, they nailed that one. Because it was like, okay, hey, we're going to make everything as to the best of our ability, make everything backwards compatible. And that's awesome. But I feel like this DRM thing is like a weakness in the armor. I feel like a lot of people played it off like, oh, whatever, it's no big deal. You're getting upset at nothing. But it's like, again, if you wanted to play single player or if you wanted to play a game that you could play anywhere else on other consoles and stuff, and you just got locked down by that, that sucks. It's the optics aren't good, no matter how you cut it.
Well, Silent, I like how you brought that up because, you say that you're bringing these games backwards compatible to preserve gaming. And then you do something counterintuitive by having DRM as an issue. So are you really saving games or are you just in control of the games? Because that's 2 totally different things. Being in control is a lot different than saying, everything's good and you have the power. Because I don't have the power, obviously.
That's like saying that you're trying to conserve the rainforests and stuff like that, but meanwhile you're mulching down trees in the background. It's like you can't have it both ways. The optics just don't match up with it.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely.
All right, what do you think?
The only thing I'm gonna add is I saw your tweet, and I agreed with your tweet, and I saw a lot of the responses, and I think that I think that we, as even though your preferred platform might be Xbox, but we also got to be critical. That's all I'm gonna add. We can't just be complacent of everything. If this is an issue, this is an obvious issue, and we should ask for more. That's why we gotten more because we have asked for more. So that's all I'm gonna add. I'm gonna go ahead and move to our final topic, which Crazy Lou has something prepared for us. And we're gonna talk about that Gotham Knights um, show. So let's see what Crazy
Oh
got in
Lord.
store for us.
What? Y'all think I was gonna miss out on Gotham Knights? Oh man, I'm finally in the subject about Gotham Knights tonight. Oh, I'm so happy to be a part of this subject. And something that I am really mad about is that why did they not consider to put me on this new game? Seriously, they should have put me on this new game. I mean, after all the things I've done to all those people, Jason Todd, Dick Grayson, Barbara Gordon, and they seriously did not want to put me in the game.
Oh, I have a question for you. Are you
What's
Frank Castle Joker? Because you got the Frank Castle shirt on.
You're
What's going on with
yeah.
Uh-huh.
You trying to mix your superheroes and villains
Yeah.
now?
Am I really wearing a Frank Castle shirt? I
Yeah.
borrowed, I borrowed this from Frank Castle because I love the way Frank Castle does the stuff. Really, I just love it. Really, it just makes me laugh. It makes me smile. It makes me all happy. Just the way he does it. Because, I mean, really, let's talk about Gotham Knights, right, guys? Let's start with that real quick. Sour Blow. Did you like how Jason Todd wielded his weapons with non-lethal bullets? Why? Why they have to take those non-lethal bullets? Why they had to take the real bullets away? I would have wanted real bullets like he was fighting against me and he wanted to kill me for me beating him with the crowbar, but he didn't do it thanks to the bats.
Okay.
What do you
I'm
think,
gonna
Mr.
I'm gonna be the
Sourdough?
I'm gonna be the sour one about
Let's go.
this.
Talk
But
about
before
it.
that, let me bring someone in that we can bring in to talk about Gotham Knight.
Ooh.
Oh wow! Look, it's the poker. What's up?
Hey, how's
So
it going?
what?
Nothing
So
much,
let's-
man. I came to give some time outs to Crazy Lou. The sheriff's back in town.
Let me give my take real quick. I'll give it quick. Honestly, well, the first thing, my first impression was when they were talking about Jason Todd, and they were showing how they had the glide, and then Jason Todd had that jump thing. I was like, what is going on here? Like, he uses souls or something like that. I was like, no,
Yeah.
that was kind of weird. And then the other thing is, I thought the game looked alright, but it didn't really like excited me that much. But it didn't also, it didn't do much for me. I thought it's okay, I'll play it, but it didn't really like. I'm not super excited for it, and I'm a huge Batman fan, but I don't know.
Sour.
Bumblebee,
Are
you know,
you not excited because you think Batman is dead in the game? I mean,
No,
here's
not
my thing, right?
no.
WB
That has nothing to
Montreal
do.
gets no love, and Batman Origins was a really great Batman game. Had some great
I
villains,
haven't played that one, so I
um,
can.
and
I
good.
can
it
do
just they
that.
don't get the love that they should get for that game. It's like it doesn't exist, but it's a really good game. So I'm excited for Arkham Knight. I can't wait to play as Batgirl, and of course, uh, Nightwing. I think it looks great. I think it's a sleeper. I think people are sleeping on it, and maybe sometimes what happens is sometimes we get games that either are not presented correctly sometimes or don't demo well. But I just got a feeling that this game is going to be pretty good, and we're probably going to have some nice twists and kind of just overall, um, you know, be caught off guard by surprise. So I'm ready to jump in. I picked up that collector's edition because I like that nice statue that they have. So I'm ready to jump in on the whole what is it, Red Hood? He just looks like a tank character, floating up in the air and just shooting with his
Yeah,
guns and stuff.
look
So
at him. I mean, I remember when I beat him with that crowbar. He was all scrawny and skinny, and all of a sudden he
what
looks
the hell are you talking
so
about, Crazy Lou?
big.
You take your medicine?
What do you mean I take my medicine? What are you guys talking about? I mean, really, I grabbed that crowbar and just beat him and beat him and beat him. And the bats came in late. But here's the thing, though. Why doesn't the Court of Owls do something for me?
I mean, we
For
haven't told
the
the story, Crazy. So,
no,
if they go, and stick with some of the comics and stuff, it's a
Yeah.
really good story. So let's see
I
how
know
they
it is.
capitalize on the
Yeah,
material.
let's see the story.
I know it's a big story, but since they put Jason Todd in the pond for him to resurrect, why don't they bring me back? Court of Owls, you guys should.
Anyway, I'm gonna add something
What?
real quick.
Bring you
What
back.
got-
The
Yeah.
Punisher doesn't exist in the Batman world.
What? Hey, let's talk about. Hey,
I
What do
gotta
you
add
think? This is the
something real
multiverse of
quick.
madness? You think this is
Yes,
Doctor
it is.
Strange?
yes, it is.
I'll add something real quick. I gotta say that Guardian of the Galaxy, the trailers didn't really buy me into them. However, when I played the game, I loved the game. So this could be the situation with this game. Simply the trailer doesn't really grab my attention that much. But when I play it, hopefully it's a great game.
It's gonna be a great game, buddy. You just gotta watch out. As long as they put me, Jokului, on there, we're gonna have a lot of fun.
I mean, I don't know if Marvel will allow the Punisher there, so I don't know how they're gonna put you in there. But I want to know what Hamsolo thinks of the game. Are you a fan of the Arkham games?
Honk.
I think you're muted.
Hello, Honk. I think Honk got scared. Honk, you afraid of clowns?
Nope. No, I was muted. So no, I was saying I only played a little bit of Arkham Knight, but I did buy the collection so I could go through it because it was on sale for like $8. So I was like, why not? But as for this game in particular, I think it looks pretty interesting. Do I think it looks amazing? I'm kind of with Sour Blow on that thought process. Like, it doesn't look amazing, but it doesn't look like a miss either.
Yeah.
It looks like something that'd be really fun to play. Especially, my whole thing is like, y'all better nail the co-op part of this, because if you miss on this game is gonna flop fast. But if you nail that co-op thing, that game will probably last quite some time. I just think it looks really fun.
Did you get, did you see the earlier trailers when they were actually showing some of the co-op stuff? Did some of that stuff stick out to you? Did you want to see more maybe?
It was insane when they were showing like 4 people like running around and stuff. Like, is that what you're talking about? Like when they had the shark?
Yeah. Because I know you brought up the co-op, and I understand that that is an important element for people that want to tackle this with friends.
I'm huge into co-op. I'm huge into co-op games. That's why I'm such a big fan of like Borderlands, and really enjoyed the Halos and Gears of Wars, and I just really like co-op. I've loved co-op all the way back to like original Xbox when that was a big deal. I mean, obviously on the 64 and stuff like that, but to me that felt more arcade compared to like a Conflict Desert Storm where everything was like taken a lot more serious because you're in war and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that they take this serious and it goes really well. And what I'm hoping it's not is like Elden Ring's on co-op, because Elden Ring's co-op, it's ass to me. I don't like it. I think it's cool that you can hop in and help, but to me it kind of sucks that you hop in and help and then they're gone as soon as the match is over. So then you got to go find another site of grace, find another boss fight, get them in.
Elden Ring was like going to school and learning, to get a degree just to do co-op.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was so complicated. You had to be able to craft things. And like, I don't think they're going to do anything like that in this game. But what I'm saying is I don't want it to be like level specific or mission specific. Like, I want it to be like open. You guys are just running around doing missions together. Whether it's linear or not is not the biggest deal to me. I just want to not constantly be out of the session, in the session, out of the session, in the session. Drives me nuts.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I mean, definitely, I'm pretty sure that they have a much better grasp of the, getting in and out and playing with other players within Gotham Knights. But yeah, I mean, they have the level gear that we saw, kind of that, for people that want to see that level gear. I was like, all right. I wish it was 4-player, because imagine going as the Bat family and being able to infiltrate. What if you have a mission? Think of a mission like this where you have a time, right? And they're trying to get, and you're able to like say, okay, cool. Hey, let's go tackle someone in the other part of Gotham while we take this part. That would be another cool way. Are you tethered, or can you actually, as a team, kind of separate and tackle things from a different perspective? So, I remember in the earlier demos, they were saying, well, when they were going up to the tower, one person can go through the basement, the other person go through the other part. So I hope that they still have some of those elements that give you that freedom to kind of really feel, like one of those superheroes.
Yeah, like there's a bomb that's going to blow up on the middle of the city. You need two people to stay, one or two people to stay here while the other person goes and takes that bomb away or something like that. That would be really cool for sure.
Cypher, now I want to hear you. They have cars, so I'm pretty sure you're probably going to play a little bit, because you're probably going to drive like an ice cream truck or something. The most you probably play the game.
Yeah, no, what I saw looked good. That being said, though, I mean, I would be lying if I didn't get a little bit bored with that gameplay footage of it, especially when they went into just like some of the generic fights and stuff. I do echo a little bit of what the chat was saying, is it feels like whoever played that was playing on the easiest difficulty possible. Otherwise, the AI is a little janky.
I think it was Sourglow, because he plays everything on easy.
or his son plays instead.
Or it was his son actually playing.
But no, from what I saw, I'm intrigued, and I don't feel like this necessarily like moved the needle for me. I feel like the last trailer, the last showcase that we saw it in, I was more interested. This is all right, but that being said, like it didn't feel like it moved the needle. Like at this point, basically, just like give me the game, let me play the game. Because watching other people play the game just wasn't appealing to me. Like, give me that controller, let me control those characters, and I'm sure it'd be a different story.
Yeah. Hey, Crazy, how come your face looks like you have to like maybe go to the potty? I've been noticing you look like you're like in distress. Like you're like, damn.
Actually, I do gotta go to the potty.
Anyway, before we give you a time out, Crazy, what do you think about Gotham Knights? You're not in it. I mean, you probably are, because I think the Penguin's in it, so you probably could be in it.
I could probably be in it. I think I could probably be resurrected. I hope to God I am, so I can do a couple of the stuff I love to do. What do I think about Gotham Knights? Well, I'm actually in love with it. I loved and I loved and I loved and I loved the whole. Okay, now let me get serious on this. Yeah. But what I really loved about it is, for example, like you can enter the Batcave, right? You enter the Batcave, and not the Batcave, but like the cave, whatever warehouse it is. You enter that. You can choose different types of armor. Choose this, choose that to go out, combat, fight, do different things. And probably the armor's got a bunch of stuff that can help you in fights and also a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. So I think it's pretty awesome what I saw. I just love that whole idea on how that you go back to base and say, okay, let me put this on and let me get out. Let me get out and fight, or let me do this, let me do that, instead of just wearing the same suit the whole way, like Batman used to do. I just love it how you can just go back to base and then run out the next night with another armor and keep on chasing off crime. That's pretty cool. I really enjoy that, and I also love that the storyline. It's going to be pretty awesome. That they show pretty much the Batman mask on there. That supposedly he is dead, but we know where he's at. Though I think they do have him caught, the guys from the Court of Owls, and I hope they do. Though I hope they do. Please, I hope they do, because really, if we can like say Batman later on, that would be pretty. That would be pretty awesome.
I know where Batman is. I think he's with J-Lo, I think. Didn't they get back
J-Lo?
together?
Why do you have to say that though?
No.
I mean, Ben Affleck, right? That's Batman here, and this one they got Ben Affleck. So the secret is he's with J-Lo.
Hey, so,
I really think this game just kind of hangs in the like it needs to hit on the multiplayer cooperative spot.
yeah.
If it doesn't, I feel like it will be a failure.
Let me ask the panel something, right? If it was, or even the chat, if this was Rocksteady's Gotham Knights, would we have all these conversations or these doubts? I just want to know.
I wouldn't have
It
doubts.
look like
either way.
this, yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. The only thing that I doubt about the game is what Sarbo said. For example, the soulless thing. When I saw him jumping about like on top of us, I was like, dude, just make him like the jacket like with the glide thing. It's a lot more easier. Like in the new Batman movie, how he has it, which is just a simple glider. Just do the jacket like a glide thing, or like Batman Beyond. Do something like that, but don't make him jump around like because if his whole souls. I was like, well, why is he doing that? That was my only complaint. But other than that, I had to check out more the combat, because for me, for example, I love Jason Todd. I'm a big fan of Red Hood, and the way he fights is awesome. And I just hope that he, instead of just being the guy that shoots from far away, can come in and combine and do his attacks. Really, I just hope that can come. Really, that would be pretty awesome if he can actually do close quarter combat. But yeah, other than that, the game, I have no complaints. I have no doubts. It's about the Court of Owls. It's going to be a lot of fun, and those guys have done great games before. I mean, again, Batman Origins is a great game. The only thing I didn't like is what they did with Deathstroke. But other than that, the game is a lot of fun. So yeah,
I'm gonna tell you this
problem.
right now. I'm gonna tell you this right now. This is gonna be my
What's up?
last comment on this.
Right.
For me, this game is a month out purchase kind of game.
Yeah.
At minimum. Because I'm tired of broken games. So if it comes out and it does an Outriders where it's hard to find another player to play with when you're just like, yo, you got the game, I got the game, but we can never connect to each other. We're constantly losing connection. That would drive me nuts. And then and then B, obviously, like I've said over and over and over, if the co-op just doesn't work, it's just not it for me. Because I feel like that's what the game's kind of trying to do, is bring people together to play more or less, instead of it just being single player. Now I've seen that you could do some single player stuff and it looks really cool, and like the leveling system in the game looks dope. I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty fantastic.
I want that sparkly, Batwoman, or Nightwing. So he's like sparkling and everything in the streets.
But what is it? Red Hood looks stiff as hell. He looked really stiff.
Yeah.
He looked like a robot running around. And then and then the other bro, you know, he looked like he was pretending to be Batman.
Well,
Fighting.
technically, he tries to be in the
He tries
comics.
to be, yeah. He tries to
Yeah.
be.
Sure,
true.
but I mean,
I thought it
he's
was
doing
Link
a
when he
damn
had a
good
little thing
job
going.
because it looks like the exact same mechanics.
Yep.
It looks exact same, but all in all, I think the game looks, because I felt like I've seen a lot of people saying this game looks mid, this game looks yada yada. I don't think the game looks are the important part of this game. It's the co-op and the gameplay. Those are the two things that are the most important to me for this. Hamsolo out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say this. I think they're gonna deliver. I mean, it's been a long time, and like I said, I have faith in WB Montreal because this is the debate for another day. But they made the better Batman game that never gets love. I mean, that Deathstroke fight, along with some of the other things they added into Origins. Like I said, I would highly recommend people to check out Batman Origins. It is really good overall. So I just feel that they're going to get another good game. Hopefully, they polish some of those animations and they hopefully re-add that 4-player that they showed us originally, because that would be pretty cool. And I think it gives the game legs at the end. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah. All right. So guys, I guess it's time for our...
You're echoing there, Punisher.
Oh, wait. What was I going to say, though?
You sound like Mysterio now.
I sound like Mysterio now? Why was my voice?
No, you're fine now.
All right. But before our outros, we got to do that spin that wheel. Let's go, Mr. Sour Bullet. Spin that wheel to us to see who gets to spend Friday night with me.
No, I don't see my name. I don't see my name for the contest. What's up with that?
Hey, you're not there.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spin the wheel twice. If the wheel lands on the same name again, I will spin it again. No one's gonna win it twice. So these are the participants. Last minute check.
Hey, just
is
there a way to people to just do last minute that may for?
Yeah, let's do last minute just in case.
Yeah. So Chad, if you want to enter, make sure.
Tap in ED, hashtag ED. Tap it in right now so we can add you real quick before we do it. You got 2 minutes.
Why did you guys make it sound like a disease? Hashtag ED.
For Evil Dead,
It sounds like an STD. Hashtag
when we were talking about it, it took every fiber in my being not to tell him that it sounded bad.
Crazy. Can you do a commercial about hashtag
man.
ED and how your life is still good with hashtag ED?
No, I get it. They already said it's erectile dysfunction. Yes, I understand. Thank you. I just said it because it's Evil Dead, ED, like Mr. Ed, but yeah. All right, guys, type it in. Who else is gonna get it? Come on, guys, type it in. 70 people are watching. Type in hashtag ED so we can add you to the spin that wheel so you guys can get a copy of Evil Dead. Come on, you get 2 chances. Come on, guys, type it in hashtag ED, erectile dysfunction. Yes, we need Viagra. I know, Fifth Horseman. I totally agree.
Okay, no one at 1, at 2.
Right there we go. I put my ED so I can win.
No, you don't count.
You don't count.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You don't count.
All right, there, Harley Quinn, calm down.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
All right,
then.
let's do this.
Let's do this. Come on, so you can spend the night with me this Friday. Let's go.
That sounds really weird.
Yeah.
You need to time out for that.
No, let's go ahead and not advertise it like
Make
that.
sure we time them out while we wheel them for that.
You guys ready? 3. Here you go. 3, 2, 1, and spin.
Is that actually spin? I don't see spin though. Oh, okay. There it is.
Hashtag ED.
Jedi Knight
Peter.
Nice.
Jedi Knight Peter, awesome! You will get your code this Friday.
Hey, can we give Jay Vargas 7 days to die?
Oh,
he's playing it. He lost a bet.
Why would you want to do that to him?
Oh, I did that to him. He lost a bet.
That's disrespectful.
We
All
just
right, here,
remind them of the Nets losing
Last
when
one.
he plays that
Last
game.
one. Let's go.
here we go. Here
God.
we go.
Wheel. Oh, fish.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's the second winner.
Tony
Tony
Grasso.
Grasso.
Mr. Grasso! All right, Mr. Grasso. Congratulations and congratulations to you, Jen and I. Peter, you will get your copy this Friday. And also, you too, Tony Grasso, you will get your copy this Friday. Remember to DM me your name just in case from Xbox. I can gift it to you guys by Xbox. So that way you can get your code.
Or guys, you can DM at the XBI Podcast Twitter account.
Yes.
Yeah, make sure you follow at XBI Podcast and Twitter.
Yes, at Twitter. So guys, now it's time for our outros. What do y'all think? Haha, let's start with our awesome guest, Mr. Hamsolo. But before you do your outro, let me say really thank you for joining us on this fantastic episode, brother. I had a lot of fun with you as always, man. You always bring your A game. It was pretty fun. It was awesome. Thank you, brother, for joining us on XBI. So yeah, brother, start with your outro and let's head out.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for having me. Don't be a stranger. Let me know if you guys ever want to have me back on the podcast. I'm more than happy to make adjustments and be on and whatnot. But anyways, you can find me at Twitter at Hamsolo05 Gaming. And then on YouTube, you can find me at TSWS Gaming. It stands for They Said, We Said. But type in TSWS Gaming. That's where I do that's where I do all of the interviews with Behind Them Sticks. And then I also have the Bull Sitting Show with Loke and Cozy Beluga. And then on Sundays, you'll find me at the Game Drain channel, which is a new channel that me and my buddy Matt Likes Games, Twan, and Hard Days Mike recently started. So you guys can find me on those two channels on YouTube. And like I said, at Hamsolo05 Gaming on Twitter. Holler at me if you want to be on the episode of Behind Them Sticks, because I'd be more than happy to host you. I'm down to talk about, or I'm down to talk to any type of gamer. So whether you play games on your phone, or if you're a console player or a PC player or whatever, if you play the Gold Star GTO, holler at me. Like we can go on ahead and talk about games and all that jazz. But again, thanks you guys for letting me be on the show. I really appreciate it, and I hope to talk to some of you very soon.
Oh,
or all
man.
of you, really.
Again,
I mean, Mr. Joanna Dark, I tried to holler at you, but you too good for it, brother.
What? I don't even know what you're talking about, man. My DMs are always open. My DMs are always open.
He said I'm too famous to be behind them sticks.
Oh.
Now.
Whoa. Famous. You're confusing me for Crazy Lou. I'm not even famous, man.
Me? I'm not famous. Look at me. I'm wearing makeup. How can I be famous?
He does showers. He gets ED. He gets all those things.
I did not get ED. Next time should have said hashtag groovy. Bye with ED.
And he gets a long night with Jedi Knight.
Yes, I do this Friday, Community Friday. That's right. You got a date with me on Community Friday. Oh, no, but he has to show, though. But either way, though, he can hop on after the show for Evil Dead. We had so much fun that night. So now.
He's going to block you and report you, and I'm going to approve it.
Oh, that's just not cool, man. That's not cool. Mr. Sourblow, where can we find you, my dear brother?
You can find me on Twitter, Sourblow18, and on YouTube, Sourblow Gaming. I have a Spanish speaking channel there. So if you speak Spanish or have anybody that speaks Spanish, go ahead and send them over. And of course, you can find us here in the Crazy Lou channel every Wednesday, Xbox International. I won't talk much because I got the little one here with me. So
all right, awesome. Mr. Silent Cypher, tell us, you beautiful bald man, where can everybody find that beautiful baldness out there?
We can't hear.
He really is the silent one.
Here's the loud one.
Well, you know what?
The
I'll
quiet
just say
man. That should be
you're
your name.
lucky you didn't hear what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay.
No, that's a shaved head. That's a choice.
Oh,
It's a choice.
okay.
Anyways,
Also playing
you
games
can
is a
find
choice,
me-
but you ain't play Forza.
just like playing Forza is. Anyways, you can find me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Xbox, PlayStation, all as Silent Cypher. You can always find me out and about at some of the different shows, hanging out in Chatter Days on Saturdays. Hey, that rhymes. Hanging out in Dutch's shows, ducking into Hamsolos, hanging out, just kind of all over throughout the community where I can, when I can. If you ever see me around, say hey. Don't hesitate to shoot me a message on Twitter or something. If you guys ever want to play any games on Xbox too, feel free to hit me up. I would love to play some Forza. Believe it or not, I play other games too. I would be up for playing other stuff as well, be it Gears of War, whatever you guys want to play. But Hamsolo, thank you so much for coming tonight, dude. It was great to have you. It was great to actually get to talk to you one-on-one on this, or I guess not one-on-one, but more in a little personal setting like this. It was great to have you on. So hopefully we can do this again soon.
Absolutely.
All right. How about you, Mr. Jonathan? Do you guys want to tell people where you can find you real quick?
Yeah, you can find me trolling Crazy Lou on Twitter, at big_n_boss. I'm always up to talk games and conversations. Hit me up in the DMs as well. And unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to sit down full podcast with Hamsolo, but thank you for coming on the show, man. It's appreciated. Definitely a big fan of the show, of your show, and love some of the guests you have on there and some of those questions. It's one of those podcasts that I put on, and I'm listening, and put the volume down while I'm playing something. That way, I can definitely take and learn about other people. So thank you again for coming, and thanks to everyone in the chat too. Appreciate it coming in every Wednesday, XBI night. So thank you always. We appreciate the chat. For all the love and support, and for anyone who just comes in and check us out.
All right, awesome. So guys, now it's time for the crazy one to do his outro. Man, it's been a really fun show again. Sorry guys that in the middle of the show, all of a sudden I got a big power outage. It happens here in DR. This stuff happens. Sorry, but yes.
Why are you lying? Why don't you just pay your bill?
No, it happens. It's something you can ask Sarah Blow. It's a common thing.
No, Sarah Blow doesn't live in DR.
But he lived here. He knows how it is. He knows I'm not lying about it.
Lying.
Sorry,
Go
guys.
pay your bills.
Matt, then why is there light on? See, I got you. For now, okay, yeah.
I'm trying to get Hamsolo out of here, man. But we can continue this after.
You're good.
But hey, where you can find me at Crazy Louie Gaming on Twitter, where I wear this awesome Joker makeup with my Punisher shirt, which I mistakenly put on and mixed it up. Sorry, guys. I did not notice I put on the Punisher shirt. That was pretty funny. But yes, that's where you can find me.
Light bill, you would have known as the Punisher.
Like what? I couldn't find my Slipknot shirt, but either way, I put the first black one I could get, long sleeve shirt. So yeah, oh man, I got lost. So anyways, you can find me at Crazy Louie Gaming at Twitter. Also, you can find me on Tuesdays with my brother Sour Blow, which this is how you do your outro, Sour Blow, for the Latin community. La gente que son latina para nosotros en Gaming Lobby en el canal de Sour Blow Gaming en YouTube. Así que, señores, denle para allá. Si son de la comunidad latina, chequen nuestro programa. Se llama Gaming Lobby en el canal de Sour Blow Gaming. And now, me, every single Wednesday here at Crazy Louie Gaming Channel. Xbox International 7 p.m. with my brother Silent Cypher and Sour Blow doing crazy stuff in this awesome, fantastic show. So guys, as I always say, love gaming, stop the hating, chat, you guys are awesome, love you all, and thank you for hanging out with us tonight. It was fantastic, love how you roll. And guys, remember, let's go, let's rock, and let's get Crazy, yeah. See y'all next week. Bye-bye.
Video sponsored by ED.
Thank you for listening to the XBI Podcast. Please make sure to like and subscribe on the way out. We'll see you next time.